World Cup time. Mastermind versus Nemesis. Deathslinger fans, keep this scoreline in your sight. If Nemesis gets the win and gets 12 hooks, Slinger, all the way up here, is eliminated. I've run the numbers, and it is true. Mastermind, Nemesis, both of these killers would love a win in what's looking to be a very competitive Group E. So we'll start with Mastermind. Wesker. Raver Glenvale. Wesker on 2 points. Been a very disappointing campaign for him so far. A win, and he's right back in contention. Anything less, and we might be saying goodbye to him, which would be a big shock. I mean, this is a guy who performs at the World Cup stage at the highest level, time after time after time. A little bit of aggression out there. As it's Dwight in Main Street. Are these bounds going to give enough distance to connect? Oh, almost. Putting the pressure on there. There's Dwight looking for the pallet. Won't be able to make it.
Are you trying to make me angry?
Unfortunate. Did get granted the animation, but only briefly before it was denied. Taken away. Gives him back to Saloon. Probably has to kick this door if he's going to have any chance whatsoever. Oh, God, just got bounced off the table in Saloon. That's not what you want to be seeing there. They're moving in the middle. There goes Dwight again. Just gets around the corner, unfortunately, but leaves too soon. Honest to goodness egg value right there. The value of the egg being able to hold on to that bound for a little bit longer, move around the tile, put Dwight under a lot of pressure, and as he thought the coast was clear, no such thing. That's a dying state. Is there ever going to be an opportunity for the M1 here? Yes. And hopefully far enough away from the pallet that the stun isn't on. Wasn't even a question in the end, as there's Painres. Is this makeable? You've got Ada with the toolbox right there, so Wesker's going to pivot from Painres, hopefully still make the basement hook, isn't going to. Damn shame. Damn shame. Really needed that gem regression, saw that it wasn't available and loses the opportunity for the hook. Ooh! But you're making a huge mistake there, and now Painres is back on the table in a big way. Very, very strange plays there. Just very indecisive around the pallet. Bit of a gift. Bit of a gift for Wesker. Okay, so Painres presumably hitting on the upstairs gen, the saloon gen. Get to this door. This could provide bound opportunities in the future. Getting the kick there. Just surveying. Surveying the land, seeing what's what. Is there a scratch marks heading in for the unhook? Going to Ada. Jill very aggressively trying to take a hit there, so it seems likely to be DS. Something to bear in mind for sure. Looking for the bound, turning the corner. Gets it, very nice. And drops down the hole for convenience sake. Painres right here. Oh, but they still get a gen. That's a damn shame. The timing on that is so unfortunate for Wesker. So now it's 2 hooks gained, 2 gens left. That is not good at all. It's not what he would have been wanting here. Take his regression up the top saloon. Movement over here. Dwight, who will presumably be dropping the pallet. No, doesn't. Doesn't want to make the same mistake again. Yeah, brings it down. Window here. Are they going to double back? No, keep on running. Looking back for the window here. And just didn't quite have the line they needed. Okay, there was huge movement there. Is there someone committing to it right now? Needs just to buy a little bit of time. The issue, of course, being this is the area completely devoid of Painres hooks, so no chances for immediate gem regression. Well, hang on, never mind. There's actually this Painra's hook over here that would have been far better if he'd spotted that earlier on the previous exchange. Okay, never mind. There's Painra's. I'll keep that gen on side. Saloon is moving. Big movement on the right as well. 8 brings down the pallet. Gotta get the kick. Gotta get it regressing. But my god, what a tough situation this is. Just tons of gem movement. I think Painrez has just not hit at the opportune times, unfortunately. Zeta just held on there. Bounce could be in play. Oh, good play from them. But the bound connects into the bar table. Very good. Okay. A gem probably will pop. Maybe even 2, because Saloon keeps on moving. They've also got the water tower gen off over to the left. Water tower might be a lost cause, but maybe there's a chance of keeping this gen. Nope, they get Saloon. This is just so tough, and the 3 gen is extraordinarily good for them as well. So there's Dwight out in the open. That gen's still regressing. Really surprising to see Dwight running away from it. Let's see, unhook. Someone get back on the gen. Yes, they do. It's Meg. Meg, who does still have a Painrose hook to give, as Jill was looking to commit as well. Big opportunity here. Massive opportunity. Oh my god! Deja vu! All over again. The exact move. But Ada also applies to Jill. Not the perk. Okay, getting the kick. There is still some semblance of endgame with Terminus, so not all over for Wesker in spite of the big gem movement. Great find on Meg here. Absolutely massive find on Meg, who is going to turn the corner here. Oh, that is gutting that didn't connect. Dwight moved in for the unhook. Wesker going to put on some pressure here. Injury on Dwight. You're going to interference? Fine. Wesker needs something. Wesker needs something. Wesker needs a 3 survivor situation. Wesker needs a dying state. Unfortunately, they are just going to get to the window still with endurance in hand. 15 seconds is a long time, folks. Bounding to follow up, and in the end, they get the gen that was not progressed at all. It's just a way of games like this. They found a way of moving the other one. Terminus in play, all injured parties. It is no way out. There is someone over here. Wesker's going to head that way. Says Dwight. Okay, huge opportunity. Stay here. Taking the hook. This will take him to 6. Still plenty of time left. On no way out. They are going to have trouble finding a way of getting these gates without taking some level of aggro. The gates are very distant is the only thing, the only issue that does arise here. Heading right down Main Street, trying to get plenty of intel as there's Bloodstains heading into Saloon. Moving all the way around. Huge opportunity here. It's Jill again. Gets caught on the pallet again. It'll be a death. It'll be the final hook for Jill. The gates are now operable. Which ones are they operating? There's movement here. It's Ada. They're on their way. Turning the corner. Needs that second bound. Gets it. It doesn't quite connect, but my god, it closes the gap. Huge work. And that will be barring dead hard. A dying state. Was that the start of the animation there? My god, they might have waited it out a bit too much. It's another kill. Terminus is doing incredible work for Wesker. Is Meg going to get this unhook? Is Meg working on that gate? There's 8 hooks. There's the unhook. And presumably, they have got the gate 99s. Although, if it's not open yet, no! God, you really need to find Meg here, though. Because Meg still has 3 hook states to give. There's a stun. Choosing to pivot away. Meg may be thinking about the other gate. I mean, honestly, you'd let Dwight go if it meant that you found Meg. This is actually a good play from Wesker here. Yeah, Meg was trying to get on the other gate. So, Dwight gets the gate open. Meg runs in that direction. Hatch will spawn in Killer Shack. Meg has no notion of that. Meg is all about the gate. Wesker going for the bounce. And connects!
Playtime is over.
Dwight's moving in, looking for a save. Not quite going to make it happen. Might make the bound possible here. Hold on. Don't look now. Nah, going to take a bit too long to get the 2 bounds. Okay. So it's 11 hooks. So important to find Meg there. And get those 3 additional hook states. 11 hooks for Wesker. Which does mean that it is still winnable for Nemesis. And if Nemesis does get the 4K and get the win, Slinger is confirmed eliminated. It's one of the knock-on effects of this tournament. So, we'll see. What a game. GG. Nemesis on Greenville. Leaves up sure a big intel on the left. 11 hooks from Wesker. So has left the possibility of all 3 points available for Nemesis. Looking for the tier 1 whip. Gets it. Good start. Good start. Doesn't burn the pallet. Okay. Committing to a tough toll here, Ace. Does get the injury. Tier 2 in play. Not a great line from Ace. Oh, just saw a possible opening, but no luck. No joy. Gonna go to Shack. Tier 2 should be able to stop him getting the window, right? Oh, it actually got more distance than you thought possible there. There's another Ace over here. So, good opportunity for another hit. As they don't vault immediately. Good play. Oh, they did. Maybe quick and quiet. Would make sense there. So you're chasing 2 Ace Viscontis now around Shack. Meanwhile, the gens will be flying. You've got to be really cautious of this. Good play there. Good stuff. Okay, gen movement there, but should be plenty of time to get the hook. They're going for the blind through the window. Bold effort. I respect it. But obviously delighted for Nemesis. It did pan out. So, hook. Immediate kick there. Get Eruption in play. And opportunities for chases here. Including right here. They get the totem, unfortunately. There's the injury. And Shack Pallet gone. That's huge. Going to the blinds. What was that all about? What was that all about? Alright, well, Eruption on that gem. We'll keep that regressing. Another hook here. 2 hooks before the first gen pops, and plenty of progress to tier 3. There's Ace again. Living a dangerous life here. We'll have endurance, but for how much longer? Not that much longer. Is it DS? Probably. Just going to make sure that Nemi gets the kick on this gen. Looking for opportunities to just wait out the DS, the endurance here. Opportunity. This could be tier 3 with 1 connection, but also you do want to get the dying state over here. Is it going to start moving in for a potential recovery? They won't get it, not yet. Good hit there. There's tier 3. Oh, trying to go for a hit through the window. Not quite. Tier 3 not quite going to get that either. Going to go for the pickup. Maybe they're not quite in position. Blind, not going to make it happen. Oh, he gets the hook. Wow, they overthought it. They overthought it to a tremendous degree, these Viscontis. I believe this Ace has just disconnected. What happens is that they disconnect right before. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. The timing was too coincidental. I am not buying that in the slightest. That is a damn flipping shame. We've been robbed there. Absolutely robbed. Okay, Nemesis. And a really unfortunate server error ended what was looking like a very promising game before. Hoping to have a similarly quick start here as it's Trevor, and that will be a whiff with the opening whip. What a shame. It's not Trevor, by the way, that is. It's a Belmont. Richter Belmont, perhaps, as the hit connects on Shane. Big opportunity for an injury here. Great dodge from Shane. Really good dodge. Good hit there. Could be a dying state. Tier 2 already. Love that. There's the vault. And there's the dying state. Good stuff from Nemi. Okay, so out of the gates incredibly quickly. Another blind attempt won't quite work. Maybe a free hit here. Not quite, but massive opportunity after the fact, because they are... Where have they gone? That is quite astonishing. Injury there. Almost tier 3, by the way. Dying state. Okay, hey. You love a trade that fast as they're hanging around for a potential save. It'll be another dying state. Likely to be DS with how aggressive they were on that one. By the way, one zombie hit, and all of a sudden, you got tier 3. Just gonna hold off on the grab here. Decisive strike could be very, very, very likely in that kind of a situation. Maybe heading up here, getting the kick, establishing the aura, seeing if they're hanging around, they're fleeing the scene, coming back. Just gonna wait just a little bit longer, perhaps, for a potential decisive strike stun. There's another zombie here. And if you lose another gem while doing this, not too worried about that if you're Nemesis, right? They're back on the gen upstairs. They're going to move away. One more kick. Back he goes. No aura reading heading this way. Enough time certainly will have elapsed by now, so taking the hook. Doing the little things right there, Nemi. Doing the little things right. Getting the up hook all the way over here. As they'll be moving in for the unhook. No worries there. Would have been super ideal to maybe wait that out long enough for the second hook stage. But that was never really Nemi's plan. It was more just about ensuring that DS is not in play. As there's the endurance hit. Sticking on the tile. Dying state. Just going to pick up immediately here. If this is DS, so be it. It is, okay, fair enough. Going for the blind. They just get it. So keep on moving. It's Tae Young again, who's not moved away with DS. Big gem movement there. Dying state. Gonna get the kick. Just gonna hold off for Eruption here. Reapply that. Any aura reading? Certainly. And perhaps a little bit too much commitment to the torch saves here, as now the team all have to reconvene to try and protect their friend. They're going to leave Shane completely in the lurch here. Big opportunity. Dead hard. Dying state. And this is a huge opportunity for a 3-survive situation. Plus it gets Eruption on the gem behind. And I think Nemesis has done well to see through the noise, see through the rubbish, and get a survivor out. Can't wait to hear about how that was a nasty tunnel in the post-game chat. Right, 3-gen situation. 3-survivor situation. Things are still looking pretty good if you're Nemesis here. Now you can really go after anyone. You can play the game a little bit conventionally at this point. As you lose upstairs gen, you lose a gen. That gen to the left there as well. Sable committing to the tile. And this should be a whip of some kind. Horrible miss there. Needed to do better. Good connection. Okay, good prediction. That's what he needed. Forced him away from the double window. Gets rid of the pallet. There's some movement there, and there is a survivor hanging around. That's Richter Belmont. There he is. Richter. There he goes. Connection there with the whip. And yeah, sure. You can pivot here. No issues with that. Can't get around the corner. Another injury. And this is where tier 3 is just so important. Wow, that's overcome. That is overcome. Look at Richter go. Good to know. Precludes any notion of dead hard or maybe other exhaustion perks out there as Richter comes back. Is committing to a pallet with a zombie near it. Going to move away from that one. Finds another pallet here. Not a great one. There's dying state. Tae Young could be looking for a save here still. there is the vaccine, Sable Ward. And she will not move to the gen immediately. Be setting up shop. Oh, in the tile. Great discovery from Nemesis there. Not going off of any aura reading. Just a good level of game sense, understanding where they're likely to be after the vaccine. Doesn't go for the window. Big opportunity. Dying state. Where's Tae Young now? Not here for the save, I'll tell you that much. Going in for the unhook. Gonna free up the unhook. They will. They may give away a couple of free hits here in trying to protect their friend. Oh, the M1 could have been on. But Tae Young there gets away. Okay, good stuff from Nemesis. And after the injustice of the previous game and the disconnection there, this feels like a little bit of a ball don't lie kind of move, doesn't it? Good stuff, picking up exactly where he left off. Big gem movement up here. Okay, this could be well worth the kick. Also looking for the aura reading on Tae Young over here. Setting up shop around Shaq. Good move. Tier 3 connects. This makes Nemesis's job a little bit easier down the line. And this is going to be tough for Tae Young. Just holds a check spot for a bit too long. Oh, couldn't afford to miss that. That was it right there. That was the opportunity, surely. Still another opportunity here. And they commit to the window, and it makes Nemesis's job very, very easy. Okay. So, second hook stage for Tae Young. Good regression on this pressure point up here. Remember, 11 hooks. The target set by Wesker. There is an opportunity for a win with a 4K. And that would be a win that also has broader implications. A win for Nemesis would finally, officially, mathematically eliminate Deathslinger, who's been holding on to the mathematical possibility for so long now. Would be out with a Nemesis victory. As it's Richter Belmont on the double window. Decent enough move there. And firing dead hard. Unlikely with overcome that they're running, we suppose. There's the dying state. So, second hook for Richter. Tae Young on hook over there. Sable will need to move in for that save. Should give Nemesis plenty of intel about where she is, and they are both over here. Someone will need to run back in for the unhook here. They might not have time to heal up beforehand. So a huge opportunity now. Jen's still regressing on the right-hand side. There's the unhook. And every possibility that they've gone to the corner of Shaq for the heal. That's exactly what's happened. There's Sable Ward. Goes window. Whip connects. Tae Young has found a way to flee the scene and probably will be the person going in for the unhook. If your Nemesis... Yeah, there it is. Not too worried about that. That's pretty quick. They must have made the decision very early to just commit to the unhook. Is there a pallet here? There is. Pallet's broken. Sable, not too much now for her. Around here. Whip in play. Just connects. Putting it slightly to the left, just accounting for the little dodge maneuver that we've seen before. Alright, so hook number 9. 3 gens left. 3 injured, contaminated parties as the zombie punishes the gen commitment over there. Unbelievable work. Wow, and that will be Nemesis's job being done for him. Very good stuff. Is Tae Young here for a torch save? No. And then there were 2. And now, if you're Nemesis, you're getting to Shaq as quickly as you possibly can here. Just to make sure that Tae Young has no chance for a hatch escape. Are they around? Can't hear them. Can't hear them. So, hatch is shut. No adrenaline is huge to see. Zombie has intel over here. So that might make Nemesis' job that bit easier. There's also no way out, so even if they were to get to the gate, and by the way, hello Tae Young, there just wouldn't be any chance. Oh, balance landing just gets him away. Good job there. Going for the blind. Going for the blind. Follow the beam. Okay. Dying state. GG. 12 hook performance. Mastermind. 0 points. Nemesis. All 3 points. Deathslinger. Eliminated. Finally. We knew it was going to happen. It was just a case of when, and it has happened now. Great game from Nemesis there. A 12-11 victory. Mastermind, another unfortunate loss there. Not doing too badly on hooks, but just not converting any of these performances into wins. And with that, with the Nemesis victory, taking him up to 43 hooks, you have 7, 6, 6. The best Mastermind could now do is 5 points. That would not be enough for a 3rd place. He's eliminated. That is a shock. An early Wesker elimination is a huge shock, as is Slinger there as well. Wow. I can't quite believe that. That is astonishing. As we go now to Dark Lord versus Doctor. And Doctor now has to get at least a point. If Doctor loses, he is also eliminated. So a very important matchup here. Wreckers, Dark Lord. Early bats here. So where I mean, this is really what Dracula shows up here. Where Dracula's been performing really poorly is when he's not actively changing between forms. He just stays in Dark Lord form, Dracula form, vampire form. And plays a bit lethargically, plays without any kind of purpose. Hoping to not do that here. Spot that just runs through the pallet. The Hellfire was never really on there, so always hoping they would just go through. And indeed they do. Is his wolf form? Big opportunity here. Not quite. Closes down the gap a little bit, but a very ambitious pounce there. Quite got the pounce here. That will be the drop. Opportunity. Ah, not quite. Good effort. Good effort, but it all comes to naught. Trying to get right on them. Go for the vampire form. They've done well to double back there. But even that is emblematic of what Dark Lord can do, and what Dark Lord so often just doesn't do. Good awareness from Claudette, knowing that Dracula's going to try and send the Hellfire to the right there. Try and block off their egress. There finally is a dying save, but that's been happening too much with Dracula. Too much looping, not enough end product. There is at least an opportunity to get the gen regressing over here.
What an emotional display.
As away they go. Are they going to drop this? They're not going to. Hellfire could be in play here. Looking for the bats, looking for the Cubozoe to do some good work here. Really unfortunate there. Purple Adel not getting any value at all. It's a double pop as well. This way goes fine. The Hellfire could be in play around this corner. Ah, not quite. They just get around to get to the pallet. He's got to go elsewhere. Predictive Hellfire. Oh, and it works. Good play there. Needs to get a little bit more of that going. So following up on Dwight. Wolf form here. Big opportunity. Oh, the pounce wasn't necessary because there wasn't a pallet. Thankfully not punished too much. That will be the second. Okay. There is no one else back on that gen. Ruin doing its thing there. That's good news. No movement in here. They have to go all the way over to this window, unfortunately. Early swing. Thankfully it connects. Platform again, try and get right on top of Dave. And there's the issue with bat form from time to time. Oh, lost Dave briefly, finds him again. Very clutch Hellfire to get the Dying State. This is better. This is a lot better. Signs of life from the Dark Lord, finally. After what's been a torrid set of games for him. Although, he has been getting the points, and he is still in a pretty decent position for potential playoff qualification as they come off the gen. And looking to flee the top immediately. They do not. As this is Claudette. Live there. Following the footsteps pretty well. Hellfire in play. Does connect. There's the injury. Very good stuff there. Bats again mid-chase. This is a proactive kind of Dark Lord. And this is really good work from him. And there's Dying State. Might not have had Hellfire back in time if they just vaulted immediately. Maybe he would have, as there's a really solid attempt on the blind. Taking a free hit, however. And they need to get some distance, otherwise they could be in huge trouble. Heading back this way. They're right here. Oh, they just double back at a good point. Hellfire could still be in play here for Drac. Oh, just connects. What a play. Right, this is good. This is really, really good. Ruin is still active as well, so those gens should still be nicely progressing. This has been a constant pressure point. Ah, of course. Curse the commentator. Talk about Ruin. Ruin's gone. No matter. No matter. Still some really solid work being done here. Got to be careful of the anti-camp is the only thing. Whoa! Oh my god, just happens to emerge right as Dave comes through. There's a Dying State. Hellfire around. Endurance hit on Claudette, who's going to try and go in for the unhook here. That's a really risky maneuver from Claudette, because now if you're Dracula, you know there's no DS, you know there's no endurance. There wouldn't have been anyway. As Fung goes in for the other unhook over here. Dave going to try and take a hit here. Dwight going to try and take a hit here. Hellfire through the window. Just connects. Just connects. Very, very good. Right, well that is a needlessly fast series of unhooks that I think sends this game right back in Dracula's direction. There were scratch marks around here, heading this way. This could be Claudette. Injured party, death hook. This could be huge for Drac here. There she is, okay. Teleporting over. Oh, brings pallet down. Good play. They're going to flee Shack. They are. Good decision from Drac. Not bad. Not bad. Could be dead hard. It isn't. Is there anyone here for the save? Because if not, 3 survivors left. 2 gens remaining. That'd be huge advantage, Dark Lord. Okay. Trying to get back to the gen that has been at pressure points pretty much all game long. This one right here. There's movement, and there's Fung. And there's the M1. Window blocked because of the add-on there. Very important. And this is just a new and improved Dark Lord. Ow! Fung keeps moving. Stun the bats. But can she keep the vampire at bay? Yes, very easily. Actually didn't commit to this tile. Headed to the other side. Doesn't burn the pallet. Wow. Not a bad move. Is the M1 on the table? Yes, it is. Is there going to be a pallet save here? No, there is not. And then there were 2. Dave and Dwight. Are they moving this gen again? Yes, in fact, they're completing the gen. They're completing both gens. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie, dearie me. And all of a sudden, pressure on gotta be stopping Dwight from getting this gate over here. Dwight has 2 hook statuses to give. As there's already 2 lights there. That is unbelievable. Okay, good stuff. Putting some pressure on here. Has his pallet. Won't get there before the M1. Dave moving to the other gate over there. Okay, some brief intel on Dave. Very important. Big opportunity here. Do they drop? Oh, they don't. This puts the Hellfire really in play now for Dracula. Oh, just connects. Okay, taking the hook. Dave probably leaves. It probably will be another 11 hook situation. The hooks are just a little bit... There was a hook right there, actually. We're doing a better one to go for. It seems like Dave is going to turn and flee, leaving Drac with 11 hooks. Very likely with the gate now being opened, assuming it is the gate over here. Scratch marks. Hold on. Oh, brief set of scratch marks. Bloodstains this way. Hello, Dave. Okay, it's a 4K. What was the plan? What was the plan? 12 hooks for Dracula. Unbelievable.
Stop with the theatrics.
Unbelievable. 12 hook performance. And that does not eliminate Doctor, but Doctor's path is now so narrow. So, Doctor, needing at least a point, therefore needing a 4K in Cold Wind. Wow. And talk about intel. Who needs lethal pursuer when you've got static blast? That'd be Nicolas Cage. First shock in play. And should be the M1 through the pallet here, I think. Slightly wide line there from Mr. Cage, so brings the pallet down. Takes the injury, goes to the blind, fails. Right, okay, well, marvellous situation for Doc. There is gem movement to the right as well. Shot doesn't connect, unfortunately. Oh, they were caught in 2 minds about whether to vault or to move on. They don't do either. And in the end, they take a dying state. Okay, good stuff there. Also some intel on this gen. Going to get Stack Blast out there immediately. There's at least one person there, one person over there, and one person off to the left. Right, intel across the board here for Doc. This may have been the person who was setting up for the save. So yeah, finding Yuri, trying to push them away, getting the gen progressive as well. Very important for Doc. This is a decent start. Really decent start. And maybe don't need to overcommit to this, because there is also gem movement here. So maybe rather than taking a potentially overlong shack chase, get Eruption out there, overcharge it out there across the board, and hope for a nice quick dying state to swing this back, as Ace is taking that line. There could be gem movement here. That's still regressing, okay. There is gem movement over here. They've just blown the overcharge skill check. Music to Doctor's ears. And then it's Yuri again, fleeing the sea. M1. And if Doc can close down this chase swiftly, it will be a ridiculously good Eruption situation for him, and he will. Look at that. Beautiful stuff. Gonna go for the hook. Could there be the save here? No. Well, that is a way to manage your gens. Extraordinary stuff. Damn, you were hoping with that big eruption hit that you would avoid that gem popping. Oh well, you can't get it all in this world. What you do have is 3 Tier 3 Madness survivors out there, so big opportunity here, Doc. Looking to deny the vault, won't be able to. The shot will just be a bit late getting the kick. Ace is on the move, looking for the pallet. Will burn it, won't be able to vault back. So that'll be an injury. There's a bit of the gem movement to the right. Hopefully there won't be a nasty surprise in store now with regard to the gens. Hopefully now the gens should be pretty chill. a way to bring Cow Tree down as well. Got another pallet here. That would be a pre-drop. Denying the vault there. Another shock in play. And one shock here. Can't vault. Dying state. Alright. Took a bit longer than he'd like. Hoping there's no torch save in the near future. It's the DC. Okay, weird. Not a bad loop by any means from Ace there. Maybe unhappy about the lack of protection hits from the team. Tough to say. Whoa, good lord, okay. Setting up for like a moonwalk there, but Nicolas Cage right in his way. Hook there. Another gen does pop. But all of a sudden, you've got a real opportunity to get a bot out of this game. Ace Visconti. Shock doesn't connect. Oh, is this pallet still here? It is, but the bot doesn't go for it. Is it going to be dead hard? Yep. You don't need to wait out too long on the dead hard from the bot. Do you have DS? Okay. Ace Visconti with dead hard and decisive strike. A rarity. Unique build. Confirmed. Okay. I'm just messing around. They can run wherever they like. Second hook for Ace. Nicolas Cage somewhere out there. Death hook. Probably got to be focusing those two targets down. Here again when anything but the 4K simply will not do. As there is Mr. Cage running to Shack. There's the M1. Runs into some canisters here. Shock doesn't quite connect. What a shame. Doesn't burn the pallet. Wow. So barring DS, enough time should have elapsed by now. To counter that, it will be a 3-survivor situation. And then why do anything other than go right back to the bot, right? Everything going the way of the Doctor right now. There's the heal. Nato trying to heal the bot. The bot flees the scene. Shock connects, takes a wide line, does the bot. Dead hard is in play. Here it is. Nice. Easy peasy. 2 left. You get any intel. 2 survivors left and still 3 gens remaining. This does feel pretty safe from a gem perspective. Obviously the hatch could still be an issue. Doc is running that Shack hatch offering. Shock, will it connect? Good play in the hay bale. Gets the M1. Shock doesn't connect, wow. Shock will connect there. Oh, they just vault in time. As Yui commits to the gen, flees the scene. Good intel on her. If this chase can be closed down anytime soon, finds another pallet. Was this pallet ever burnt over here? I'm just not finding a way of getting that shock. They do vault. That will be all. That will be all she wrote. Auto aim moments in DBD compilation number 57. Okay. So we'll have Static Blast available. Really powerful situation if you can find Yui. Getting close to the middle of the map. Sending the Static Blast. Any intel? Yes! And that, honestly, might be all she wrote for this one. Scratch marks, heading this way. Not burning the pallet. Shock out there. Good stuff. Utilizing the shock well. Some really good pallet denial from Doc here. Has to be said. Although one eye on a potential hatch situation here as they're just able to bolt. Getting around again. Shock. They will not be able to vault immediately. They can only medium vault. And before hatch is even available, it will be the 4K. The tie confirmed. And Doctor is not out of it yet. Good work there. So, a point for Doctor, a point for the Dark Lord. Keeps everyone in contention. Dark Lord could have run away with Group E there with 3 points. Has only been limited to 1. As we go now to Freddy versus the Unknown. And here, yeah, with a win, Freddy can clinch a playoff position. Meanwhile, Unknown can neither clinch nor be eliminated here, but obviously needs as many points as possible. Alright, so important work for Freddy. Win, and he's in to the playoffs here. He's sat at 7 points. 10 points would be enough to progress to the round of 16. So a hugely important game for Freddy here, who's had a really good tournament. Doing exactly what he needs to do to stay competitive, as here will be Zarina. Dream Snare. Did connect. Did connect as Zarina runs peripherally here. Doubles back. Barely able to see in the murky swamp map here. Dream Snare connects again. Should force him to burn the pallet. Wow, they don't. Big mistake. You're never getting around there with the hindrance from the snare. So, good start for Freddy. Exactly the kind of gaming we've been seeing from this customer all tournament long, and hopefully we'll get Paymer's Hook before the first gen pops. That's so. That's so. Checking on this gen briefly. Going to check on the main gen as well. Likely to be some movement here. Indeed there is. In fact, there's a survivor right here. Live there. That's not going to connect with anyone. That's going to go over a gap and not do anything for anyone there, unfortunately. It says Lara as well. Maybe that Dream Snare will connect. No, again, there's a gap there, Freddy. There's a gap there. Drops down. Movement right there. Hindrance connects. They're going to try and run around the pallet again. The hindrance will mean that they don't get back around to it. That will be the injury. Movement there. Not a huge amount. Not too much. Not too much to be worrying about. There's the hindrance again. Could the mind game do some work here? No, good play from Lara. Someone off to the right as well, but you really want to close this chase down if you're ready. That will connect, and that should be all she wrote for this one. Medium vault through the window. Not going to do a huge surge play right there as well. There may be someone hanging around here, but shouldn't be an angle for any kind of save, and that will be another Paymer's Hook. Again, hopefully, before the first gen pops. Just checking on the pier gen, just visually. There's a bit of movement here. There's a boom somewhere around as well. It's Shadow Step with a boon. They take the injury, they drop down. Big opportunity, massive opportunity here. Okay, another free hit. Not unhappy with that. They both run through. Hold on just a second. Not too worried about that. To get a little bit of mind game going. That is massive. They're going to self-heal to take Freddy away. That is a deliberate tactical ploy there. Freddy not interested. Going to take second hook. Can he teleport after the fact? Not quite. Oh, just accidentally, briefly teleports to the wrong place. And that's the one irksome thing about Freddy's build here. If he accidentally teleports to the wrong location, all of a sudden, says Victoria, all of a sudden you've got to wait a very long time to teleport again. Still, can't be having too many complaints about how the game's going, as the hindrance does connect there. Doing really well with these Dream Snares. Could teleport again upstairs if he wanted. Pallet gone. Says the heal on the hook with the Death Hook survivor. Gets the heal. But now in a really tough spot. The team needs to rally to protect their friends here. Because Freddy has a real opportunity of getting someone out very early. He's going to go to Lara, who does not vault. Keeps on running. Hide in a red stain. Doesn't quite work. Dream Snare in play. Does connect. Should be a medium vault, but a medium vault will be enough. No, it was a quick vault there. Dream Snare not doing as much as Freddy hoped. Medium vault hindrance. She's going to try and crawl to the pallet. Freddy getting the hook before she gets there. As the first gen finally pops. It's the Jetty gen, and there goes main gen. Okay. You knew that was coming. But you do have 2 survivors death hook, including Zarina, who's hung around by the gen over here. Dodges the Dream Snare, but takes a wide line. Doesn't have a pallet down here either. That's so disappointing for Zarina. Could be DS. Were they actually working the gen? Oh, no DS. And that will be... Is there someone running to that hook over there? Freddy's going to go to the periphery. That will be the 3 survivor situation. So important there. Good work. Teleporting right slap bang into the middle of the map. Finding some intel. As they do vault. Good prediction from Freddy. It is live, however. Dream Snare just ahead of them, unfortunately. And one. Injury and Shack Pallet. That's so huge. That's such a good kind of complete beneficial play for the killer there. You get the injury. You get rid of that important pallet. Really solid. So there's movement here. The entire team's here. Victoria was here. Lara's here. Death Hook Lara. Dream Snare. Be asleep. They're going to try and heal over here. There's a teleport. Huge opportunity now. So risky. So risky to do all these heals. While in the dream state, they're both hindered. Gonna get around here. There's a dying state. Good work. The Dream Snare to slow down both parties, making that dying state hit all the easier. Why not pain res, right? Still 2 stacks left. This is one of them. Needs to get more hits on Vittorio. That's the only thing. The only thing about this situation. Not really accrues the Remember Me stacks that perhaps Freddy would have liked to have done. So, there's the unhook. Are they going to make the same mistake again? Are they going to heal while asleep? There's Lara. Dream Snare. Oh, they dodge it. Dramaturgy. Chance of exposed. Real chance of exposed. Oh, and the fog vial into the dramaturgy exposed. A classic of the genre. And that will be 2 survivors left with 3 gens still remaining. Absurdly good from Freddy here. This is a demolition job so far. Is there 5 footsteps down below? That's Vittorio. Okay. Maybe pointing out where Yunjin is. Freddy's not interested in such things. Just here for the hooks. But was Vittorio right? Is Yunjin somewhere around here? No. Gets an incredibly fast unhook there. Oh no, that's Deliverance from Vittorio. Vittorio desperately pointing something out. Oh god, Yunjin is over here. Hold on just a second. Oh, and there she goes. Okay, well, I mean, there's no rules against this. The survivors will do whatever they will, and it's just the killer's job to get as many hooks as possible. There's the injury. Dream Snare to reapply the sleep status, or at least get close. No, actually, they'll be protected from such things, having just got the alarm clock. No pallet, though. Will burn now. Vittorio may be fishing for favours here. Perhaps looking for a way to be granted hatch. Needless to say, such efforts are futile. Over to the hook. Okay, and an opportunity now to close this game down. Fishing for Killer Instinct after the unhook. Vittorio did get on an alarm clock recently, which doesn't narrow it down too much, actually. There are, of course, concerns about Hatch. Shouldn't be an issue. If you were to give away Hatch in this situation, it would turn the 12-hook situation into 10. Oh, no. The conflicting Hatch offering from Vittorio. He's spawned it in main. He's healed up. Has he found it? Does he have it? Whoa, he doesn't. Oh. That could have been nightmarish. Nightmarish for Freddy there. The issue now is he has to recharge his teleport. Gonna manually check on this one. See if there's any lights. There are none. Teleporting back. No Vittorio around here. Nervous times. Because a 10-hook game versus a 12-hook game entirely changes the dynamic of this. As there's the alarm clock. Okay, woken themselves up again. It will take quite a while for the teleports to come back. It's a nasty patrol for Freddy. Gonna check this one manually, then teleport back to the other one. There's Vittorio! What a discovery. No. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. GG, well played. But it will be the 4K, the 12-hook performance. And with that, is that enough here? Hang on. No. A point, if it were to be a point, would not be enough. It's a great start for Freddy. Anything less than 12 hooks for the unknown, anything less than a 4K. And Freddy is through. Unknown. Unknown needs to match the 4K here. Isn't eliminated with a loss, but is finding itself in a very precarious position here. No Mither Gamer, Adam Francis No Mither. We're seeing more No Mither than I would have thought possible here, and there's an opening situation with No Mither right there. Couldn't quite get the UVX out there. Might be holding that check spot on that corner. That's exactly what they're doing. They're holding it again, unfortunately. And that won't connect, as they probably took a wide line to dodge it. Don't necessarily want to be taking a Killer Shack chase straight away, especially with Lithe. Gotta go. Gotta go here, unless they've taken a really poor line. Yeah, gotta leave. Arella. UVX will connect. Here we go. She leads us away from Killer Shack. Just getting caught on the rocks there. Opportunity. There is big gem movement there. Will this be the M1? It will be. Had to be the M1 as well. They will just get rid of the weakened state. Getting the kick out there. This will also give undetectability for unknown. Could be useful. Just going to chase Mr. Cage right here, as he is not able to get through the pallet. Big opportunity now. Might just run all the way past Shack here, fearing a Shack unknown chase. And like Yunjin, who had all the time in the world for that. Could the M1 be in play? Yes, it is. The medium vault. Nice. Good line. Nothing too flashy, but does enough to get the dying state. And after a pretty slow start there, that is a very, very helpful dying state to get. First gen, however, does pop. This gen also will have a fair chunk of progress on it. Enough for the commitment. Just no opportunity for the kick there, alas. Okay. UVX, the vanishing box. Being converted directly into an injury there. Good opportunity now. And there's dying state. Okay. Good, clean stuff. Has that teleport as well available? Now the question becomes which gen is moving. Certainly wants to get all the way to the other side of the map. No movement here, no movement here. This would be a great 3-gen to get, as Arella is somewhere around. Good kick there. Couple of teleport opportunities for the future as well. There's Nicolas Cage. Oh! The UVX actually going through the gap and not landing true. Bouncing off the tree. Doesn't quite work. They get the downstairs gen in the end, which is such a shame. UVX, good play, but that might mean they don't get to the pallet. Okay. So they dodge UVX. But the M1 connects and the teleport. They just find a way of changing up their line well enough for now. UVX connects. Try and take a hit here. Oh, just getting away. So Arella takes a hit. M1 there. Big opportunity. Nicolas Cage in a tough spot. And that will be the dynasty. Okay. So, another hook here. Game plan for Unknown has to be teleport back to that 3-gen. Find a way to get them regressing again. So Arella just gets rid of the weakening state. What's she doing? Is she going to be hanging around here now? Right, still regressing there. That's great news. Scratch marks. Heading back to Shack. A fair bit of movement here. Opportunity for a dying state, maybe. Ooh, good play from Adam. But he's in trouble. Just getting rid of the weakened state. Just a bit too patient with it in the end, Unknown. M1. Connects. Has to hook immediately here. But this is more of the kind of rotation that Unknown needed. Getting repeated hooks, getting back, getting Pop Goes the Weasel. Does really need a teleport opportunity over on this side of the map. So stop this regressing. Certainly worthy of a kick. So can't take him away, trying to get ahead of them. Does so. That pushes Yunjin away from the unhook, but someone else is there. Oh, wow. Oh, a gift. They held their line way too long there. Wasn't quite as safe of a tile as I think they maybe hoped or expected. So another hook. The hooks are certainly coming through thick and fast. The only question is Unknown holding onto this game well enough here? Are the gens going to fly under its nose? Some movement here. Another kick on this gen. And now Arella taking a chase. That's going to way overshoot. Taking a chase right in the middle of the 3-gen. That's great news. A dying state over here would be so sublime for Unknown. But Arella's been good, so this might not be the easiest thing in the world. As Nicolas Cage has gen movement over here. Good hallucination. Drops that immediately. And one there. Trying to get the UVX just down that corridor. Oh. So close. This would be a 3-survivor game if Unknown can find a way of closing this down. Ideal situation is a quick dying state, holding onto Pop Goes the Weasel, keeping that gen on side. These UVX is just not quite landing true. Arella's going to take some protection hits here with the UVX to counter that. It connects, okay. Huge opportunity now. Huge opportunity. Okay. Well, it's all over for Mr. Cage. He's just going to buy enough time to maybe get those gens out there. Could be dead hard after all this. Okay. So it will be a basement hook. But honestly, it's not the worst play. A gen pops. Is it one of the 3 gen? It isn't. There is still hope for the unknown. They've done such a good job of dispelling these hallucinations, though. There's been such little map control, and there goes the gen. Really tough game. There's an immediate no way out tap as well. Aurela right here. UVX won't connect again. M1 could be in play. It will be. Will they remove the weakened state here? There may be an opportunity for one UVX. Good play to come back there, knowing that Unknown was going to send that long. There are still 3 stacks on No Way Out here. That is useful. Good play. Aurela's been so good. Absolute credit to her. And needs this to connect. And it should. It will. Held off well there. Oof. God, the composure to flee that pallet. UVX could be in play still. Oh, that doesn't connect. It should still be the M1. Hey, but making Unknown work for it. Goodness. The play has to be hook, teleport, and hope to catch someone out on the gate. Remember, nothing but a 4K will do, and that is going to be hard to come by. 3 lights on the gate. They're out of there. UVX does connect. Just holding onto the UVX and hoping they make a mistake, which they probably won't. Dead hard there as well. GG. The prompt was there. The chance was there. But cruelly grasped away at the last second. Sorry, Hill going on the hook. It's all over for the Unknown. A loss which does not eliminate it, but it does mean that it has a horrendous time of finding a way through to the playoffs right now. Aurela has put herself in a tough spot here, though. Maybe a bit too much arrogance, perhaps. UVX finally connects. Yeah, she's in a really tough spot now. Live, but the gate isn't open. Maybe banking on that gate being open there. Doesn't quite connect. Vault. One would assume. No dead heart is alive. Dying state. What were they doing? What was the plan? Again, I do believe they were hoping and thinking that that gate was open. Right, I'm not going to play it kind of aggressively here, assuming that Yun Jin is kind of distance. That's not been the case. There's the unhook, but again, the gate just isn't moving. There they are. It's just 15 seconds of endurance here. Injury there on Yun Jin. UVX back. Oof, good play from them. They'll remove the weakened status, but they won't be able to get to the gate. Barring dead hard or something of the like. Does Aurela have enough time to get that gate open? Maybe not, you know. Could be even more here for the Unknown. It'll be really close. Does Aurela get out? No. So that will be, what? 10 hooks in the end for Unknown. Wow. Salvages the 3K. And who knows? The hook differential may be very beneficial for it later on. But not quite enough to get the win. So. A 10-12 loss for the Unknown. A 12-10 victory for Freddy. And that means that Freddy is through. Freddy, a confirmed playoff competitor. The second killer to clinch a playoff berth alongside Xenomorph there. Which is a big shock. Oh, there's chat. Nicolas Cage is very unhappy. Nicolas Cage is really unhappy with the lack of body blocks there. Here's the thing. It's not easy for Aurela because Nicolas Cage was weakened and injured. Even a body block could be easily countered with a UVX. So frustrations there, but a bit much for me. Pig versus Unreal. Pig looking to stay in contention here. If Pig loses, she's out. If Unreal loses, she's out. If it's a draw, Unreal's out. So, must-win game here. Pig technically not eliminated with a draw, but really would be needing all 3 points. Must win. Must win. Pig. Disturbed Ward. Huge game. Huge, huge game. She is at the very precipice. A win here, she'll be taking 6 points into round 5. Every chance of clinching a playoff berth with that. A loss here, and she is eliminated. One of the most... one of the matchups with the biggest implications of the tournament so far. There is gem movement. Could this be a grab? Could it be a grab? It is a grab! Oh, that's marvellous for Pig. Hat on head. Trying to deny anyone looking for a potential torch save. The ability with a quick turn there. It will be Painres. What a start for Pig. That is extraordinary work. I mean, there goes Ruin, unfortunately. It's a real shame. But there is some intel on the gen. That is moving, that was regressing with Painres. Here they are, it's Rebecca. Is it anyone else? It's Saga as well. Saga and Rebecca moving the gen. Saga gets to a pallet. Great ambush spot here for Pig. Yeah, and nothing you could do. That's the prime ambush spot for any Pig main there. Any prospective Pig mains look at that and see that is exactly what the ambush is for. Another hook, another hat, another Painres. This is massive from Pig. Incredible start back and forth between these two gens. Is there going to be a heal going on this hook? It suddenly seems like there's gen movement going on. There's the unhook behind. Make a choice is in effect for Rebecca. Oh my giddy aunt. 3 hats on heads before a single gen has popped. This is vintage Pig right here. This is absolutely absurd from her. Right, you know where she's going. Right back. Well, hang on, because our scratch marks here. Are they moving in for the unhook or moving away? Well, that they're moving away, doesn't it? Injured parties. Well, it's Kate. Okay. Opportunity for a second hook on Kate. Pig will not pass that up. Looking to get as far away as possible from the hook to allow make your choice on presumably Ace Visconti, who'll be looking for the unhook over there. What a sensational start this is. As there is the unhook. That might have been Saga who got the unhook there, actually. Does that leave maybe Ace Visconti getting this gen? This gen's fully regressed. Okay. Heading back. Scratch marks again, moving towards Shaq. Rebecca on the hat station. What you really need if you're Pig to cash in on this with a second hook of some kind. Oh, it's a great dead hard. The restraint on that dead hard is fantastic. 3, 2, 1. Okay, not going to get got by that. Very good dead hard. Pig has to go elsewhere. Okay. After a really flying start, she has taken a bit of time to do anything else here. Got on the back foot a little bit, it must be said, as scratch marks leading away. Whoever got the unhook, presumably Saga, still will be exposed from Make Your Choice. It's Rebecca again, who fancies a little bit of a follow-up chase here, apparently. Huge ambush play available here. And there it is. Could be DS. Might be worth waiting just a second here, because why would Rebecca follow Pig so ardently in that situation, you know? So maybe just waiting out a little bit. Okay, DC, that heavily implies no decisive strike, so... Taking the hook now as Pig. Up she goes, alright. Elsewhere, big hat removal. They didn't even pop a gen, so they were never active, those hats. But, hey, it still puts Pig in an amazing spot here, needless to say. So there's Gen movement over here. Kate Denson is injured. Going for the heal. Dying state. Getting the kick. Getting another hat on the head. The second to last, the penultimate hat goes on the head. Again, with not a single gen having popped just yet. Up on the hook goes Kate. Still regressing as Ace Visconti gets the unhook. Make your choice candidate right here. Honestly, really no wrong way to play this if you're Pig. Rebecca will be death hook. Ace Visconti exposed. The only thing you're probably not going to do is you're probably not going to ambush. Ace moving around. Big opportunity here. Big opportunity here. Should be enough for the M1. It will be. Dying state there. And the final hat on the head. All of these hats. All 5 of these hats. Oh, does that count? That I think will count as an active hat. All 5 hats on before a single gem pops. Absolutely ridiculous work. Painrose activates on this gen. Are they going to get the unhook here? They've not got a lot of time. They've not got any time, in fact. Saga, here too late. Taking the chase now. You love this if you're Pig. You're chasing the one survivor without a hat on. That's not true. Rebecca's got rid of her hat. Halleck comes down, going for the blind. Gets it. Oh, Pig does well to stay on her. Medium Volt will be punished. Really good line. Well blinded from Pig there. And you're already just planning your hatch denial, I think, if you're Pig. It seems incredibly unlikely that this is going to be anything like a generator game. With the damage already taken and just how slow these gens have become. Ambush could be in play here. Oh, just strayed a bit too far from the pallet. Saga brings it down. It is an active hat on Ace, yep. So it's when you start the hat animation relative to when the gens pop there. Play from Saga. Saga's doing some good work here. Brief mind game there. They get all the way around. Goodness me. This is absurd. Right, ambush could be in play. It will be the dying state. Honestly, sincerely, good work from Saga in an otherwise tough game for this team. It will be the hook. And if you find a way of getting the bot out of this game, all of a sudden, things start moving in a very favourable direction. There's nice going on over here. Is Ace Visconti given up? Yes. Well, no. Just looking to get Pig's attention. A fine chase to take, not too worried about that. Assuming that they'll flee the tile. And they do. There's the unhook on the bot. Getting the bot out of this seems like a really good idea. Additionally, Ace is not working on the hat, so why would you even consider any kind of chase over there? Very good point. As the bot, make your choice, is exposed after the unhook, and that should be a very simple dying state. It seems unlikely that Saga will be interested in using a torch here. There's one way that Pig could still be denied here, depending on when Ace loses the battle with the hat, with the reverse bear trap. If Saga were established on the hatch as soon as that happened, there could still be a hatch escape here. So, Pig basically gonna wait for Ace to lose the battle with the hat. As soon as that happens, hatch should spawn right here. But Saga heals up. So we're just waiting for Ace Visconti now. And assuming that he is not on the trap stations, and that the hat will do its work shortly. Shouldn't have much longer left. In all sincerity. Now, if Ace were to remove his hat, this would be very, very silly. But there you go. My god, the instant impact there. Okay, that's wise from Pig there. Good game awareness. And now, it's a gate denial situation. And the gates have spawned pretty nicely. Pig is not adept at this gates patrol kind of malarkey. does not have the best tool set here. If Saga plays it well, there could still be an escape. Oh! There she is. Okay. And that should be GG. And what? Just a blistering start from Pig has been rewarded. And then some. As blind. Taking Pig over here. Oh, you can hit through there. But Saga not allowing it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Going for a bit of a showboaty way to wrap this up. But now one mistake and it's all over. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good line from Saga. Bolting there. And they're off. Burning that immediately makes a little sense. No key. So this should be firing dead hard, which could still be in play. The dying state. GG. What an extraordinary game. One of the more dominant games that we've seen. And don't fret about the one hook next to Ace Visconti there. It's all about the bottom left, the overall hook total, and that is a full circle. 12 hooks. GG. And that means that Sadako is eliminated. Regardless of what she does here, she needed all 3 points. She's not going to get all 3 points. Badum for Sadako. She's eliminated. It's a sad thing, a very sad thing, but she can still have an impact. If she gets the 4K here, Pig, after a dominant display, is going to be in a much, much worse position. Weirdly caught in a tree there. Very odd. Good little mind game. Gets the M1. There's also movement on the gen over there. Fung flees to see. Tall box. That's why that gen has so much movement. No doubt already utilised a fair bit of it. Race to the pallet. Ooh. Teleporting right here. Leaving Sable for now. Putting some more pressure on this gen. And that's good. That will be the M1. Okay, going to come back. They're very passive way to play this, but there is already a fair bit of gem progress. This will also give an opportunity for some Call of Brine value in the future. Perhaps? That could be Sable hanging around here. Certainly is, okay. It's a sprint burst for her as well, okay. You want to kick on this side so that she can't go for the vault immediately there. Let's Call of Brine back on this gen. And Fung has been caught hugely out of position here. Great opportunity for the dying state. There it is. Alright, good stuff. Got a bit too aggressive on trying to get that gen. This will be not Pain Res. Floods of Rage. One of Sadako's own perks being utilised here. Not the most important Scourge, of course, but, you know, has some value. Ah, it's a couple of gens pop. Maybe not a surprise. I mean, 2 other survivors have been basically left to their own devices so far. A shame, to be sure. But not entirely unexpected, you might say. It says teleport just in time for the hit on Daryl. Very, very good. If he commits to this building on the left, that could be really huge. There is a teleport opportunity down there. That's exactly what he's going to do. Massive, massive play coming up, possibly for Sadako. Getting the speed boost from the projection. Where's Daryl gone? Pivoted left, vaults the window. Okay, maybe looking for even better there, Sadako. Maybe a bit of a lost opportunity. Good line from Daryl. Gets downstairs again. We'll find a way of getting this pallet. There's a kick. How much longer do you want to commit to this if you're Sadako here? Daryl seems to be getting the upper hand of this one. Heads to Shack, another teleport opportunity. Condemnation might not be too far away. Seems like Daryl does have a fair few pips to his name there. Doubles back entirely. He'd love that television over there to respawn. Become available for a really important teleport. Not quite going to happen. They're committing. There's Sable. Sprint burst there. Getting to the pallet, running through. That will be the injury. Teleporting up ahead. After the kick. The kick and then the teleport maybe for Starker could be good here. Wrong TV! Though not the worst. Maybe not the worst. Does put her right in the thick of the chase here with a few survivors. Faking out a deep manifest. They're going to burn. It still boggles my mind. Some of these pallet stuns that are granted and some of them that aren't. That wasn't a pallet stun. However, we saw in a previous game. Was it Plague, maybe? Someone getting stunned from meters away. Regardless, there is a dying state there as the hook. Daryl is able to deposit his take, unfortunately. So, condemnation opportunities will have to wait. Daryl was moving in, clicks the torch. I think this has really plagued Sadako's World Cup campaign so far, just taking way too long to close anything down. Might not have even got that if it weren't for a very strange click of the torch from Daryl, just holding a second. As Daryl holds check spot. If he doesn't go window, there could be a play. Medium vault punished! Very good work. Just good utilization of the moonwalk there, keeping Daryl guessing, forcing the mistake. And another another Floods of Rage hook opportunity here. Keeping herself in it, Sadako. Teleport over here. Jen's still aggressing, that's good news. Big movement here. Are they going to commit? Oh, they will, what a shame. Injury on Fung, at least. But that is a crying shame there. This teleport could still confer some condemnation stacks. Following up through the door. Keeps on moving. Looking to teleport ahead. Catch them by surprise here. No, not quite going to work. There's the unhook near Shack. Another teleport. There are scratch marks here, so that will be putting some condemnation out there. There's the pallet burn. There's the blind. They don't quite get it. Good play from Starko. Do they vault? They do. Won't quite be the injury. What a shame. Burning the pallet. Daryl going for the blind. Doesn't get it again. Ah, just vaults early enough to deny the swing. What a shame. Downstairs she goes. Does Onryo not get to know how many stack survivors have? Not directly. There's a way to intuit it from the strength of the grey circle around their character portraits. But it's not a direct thing. It's one of those where if you played enough Sadako, yeah, you can pretty much confirm how close someone is. But otherwise, no. Hook here for her. 4 hooks across the board, 1 each. That does charge up. No way out. There could be a good endgame in the future. Oh, as Fung is condemned. And there she is. Nope, that's Daryl. Where's Fung? There she is. Nope. Maybe. Oh, what a shame. Oh, hang on. Oh, she's right here. Oh, how huge. For Sadako, this could be a Mori right away. Unless it's dead hard. Gotta wait out dead hard. Wow, okay. That's the exact play that she needed. The quick Mori. The full condemnation stacks. Fung, who is really focusing on gens, maybe focused on gens a little bit too much. Searching for anyone downstairs with the aura reading. Sees the heal going on over here. Massive. Absolutely huge potential situation here. Could this be full condemnation? On Meg. Oh, not quite, but probably not far away. Injury there. all the way through the school. Stucco gonna... Oh, I was looking to teleport over there, but the TV just turned off by Daryl in time. What a shame. Let's make Hester Shack. This could be huge. This could be massive. Is this going to be condemnation? No. Stacks have definitely been applied, however. Another opportunity over here. As the last gem pops, what a shame. Could this be condemnation? No! It will be the dying state, however. Oh, what you wouldn't have given for the Mori there. Here's the good news for Sadako. Last gen pops, but they've still not tapped a gate. Now they have, over here, teleporting immediately. Can you see where the survivor went? Yep, getting the scratch marks here. Taking the diagonal line, taking the hypotenuse, as this will be who? Sable, who might not get to the pallet here. It'll be really close. Okay. Shame, shame. Unhook will probably be coming through pretty soon, you would imagine. There is the unhook. Gonna pivot over there. There's a condemnation. Which is still important in a death hook situation. Ah, they're going to get rid of it, but not a massive deal, I suppose. They are dead either way. Would have been nice to get the quick removal of the survivor without the need of a hook. That would have been maybe ideal for Sadako. Oh, hang on. They never deposited the tape. They only got a tape. So, quick Mori here. Can she find someone else and put the pressure on? Is there gate movement over here? There isn't. Is there a teleport opportunity near the other gate? Not really. Not really. And the gate's open. And that will be all she wrote. A couple of flashy condemnation kills to wrap it up. But that will be it. GG. So 8 for Onryo. So Pig gets a really important win there. 39 hooks and 6 points. Sadako, her second loss. Now look here, this is really important now for Lich. Lich really has to get some points out of this one. Meanwhile, for the first, very strong position, a draw or a win will be enough to get through to the round of 16. So pressure on Lich here, as it's the battle of the Vecners. Lich on Midwich. Lich on Midwich. Not eliminated with a loss, doesn't clinch with a win, just looking for as many points as possible. Meanwhile, on the other side of this matchup, Henry Creel is looking for a way to clinch with all 3 points as the Skulls out of nowhere connect on Dwight. Really not expecting anything to come of that. That was amazing. Right there. For the Lich, and it's a very nice quick dying state. Unbelievable work. Azarella gets got by the Mimic and gets injured there. A torch save attempted, but failed. They go for the blind afterwards. They're going to get the unhook? No, they're going to flee the scene. Okay. Well, well, well. What a start this has been for Lich. Would have loved to have flown through the window, but always a chance that they fake that out and then you're just in a bad spot thereafter. Doesn't burn the pallet, so it's an injury. Things are looking amazing for Lich here. Things are looking fantastic. Looks to get some killer instinct. Does so. Pallet here. Mage hand. Oh, they've gone to the other one. They've gone to the other one, but they run through. Oh, wow. Okay. Bit of a gift there. Guessed at the wrong pallet, but still managing to rally and get the hook. Bit of a trek to the hook, unfortunately. We'll find one over here. Unhook on Dwight. Arella is healed now. This should all mean that there's not that much in the way of gen movement out there. There is the heal. Attempt at the heal. Arella fleeing the scene strip. That just makes a lot of sense here to maybe go after the injured Dwight. So there he goes. Got hit with the skulls once. Will he again? Oh, he can't handle these skulls right now. Does he have decisive strike? Every chance that he was healing Arella, even if he did have DS. So, yeah, no effective maneuver there. Would have been a great... Whoa, my lord. Would have been a great situation for the skulls there. Claudette is surely not going to do this. That is... What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? They're all falling at Lich's feet. Hello? Right, well, Dwight's self-healing immediately after the unhook means there's no DS. They're going to go for a blind. They're not going to get it. Claudette's around. Are they going to go for a heal? They're still here. Is this going to be all she wrote for this one? Yes, it will be. Unless there's some level of unbreakable here. What has just happened? This is an absolute gift for Lich. I still can't quite believe what I'm seeing. The entire team pressed the panic button at exactly the same time. And it's assuming nothing absolutely absurd happens here. It will be the 4K. They've all DC, they've all abandoned. It's only bots that remain. Just a mere cleanup operation for Lich. What's this? I really cannot believe what I've just witnessed. Just a complete throw. And for no good reason. Well, there'll be some grumbling in Henry Creel's camp there. That's it, GG. Henry on Ormond needs the 4K. With a 4K, he is in the playoffs. Confirmed. There's a little bit of latency going on there. We'll keep an eye on the situation. Could be a bad server, to be honest. Okay. Anyway, got to put that out of his mind because he's here to play. Shane heading upstairs, fine attack. Oh my god, that not connecting is a shock. Just barely missing. That misses too. It's another no-mither gamer, by the way. So much no-mither going on here. Now Shane is finding a way to repeatedly avoid the vine attacks here. This is a really rough start for Henry. Finally connects with one. And these things can start to snowball for Henry. Trying again. That won't connect either. Has he maybe gone after the wrong survivor in the opening here? Keeps on finding ways of dodging, avoiding. That won't do anything. Wow, that's the one that connects. Fascinating. Okay, that could be a huge opportunity here.
It begins.
Drops down. Shane moving, hopefully off to the right. Not quite. Fine attack. Doesn't connect, doesn't injure. That one will. Injury there. My god, making a meal of this. Maybe overcommitting, but a chance for the dying state now. Doubles back, but not far enough into the vine attack. Actually guessed at what move Shane would make there. Doesn't quite work out. That one does. Good lord. And this is not the Henry to whom we've become accustomed. It's usually made much quicker work of those chases. Ah, there was a pain res opportunity up there. Whoops. Continue to keep an eye on the situation. It does look like a bad server. It does look like the server is bad. I'm seeing no issues otherwise. So playing on this one for now until there's obvious examples of the internet having a damaging effect on the game. Gonna get turned back the clock out there and taking a chase. And in the time it took to look at the gen and look back, the survivor's gone. There could maybe be shadow step in play perhaps. Look for an injury. Gets it. Good pivot there. Only had time to send out the one vine attack. Does so, and it lands true. Alright. Injured party. Michaela's sticking around here. Could be the M1 on the table, perhaps. He's going to go for it. He needs another hook, and he'll get it. And a pain res hook right here is so important. Alright. Not really been able to use the undergate for any kind of mobility so far. We'll do so now. Gets both of those gens stalling, regressing nicely. Look over here, no gen movement, scratch marks moving over. Okay, gonna follow Shane. It's been so good at countering the Vine attack. Maybe not the chase you ideally want to be going for. You are leaving a turn back the clock token behind as well as Shane runs through, kind of getting a sense of how Henry's playing that. Yeah, he doesn't want to over-commit to that situation as Michaela trying to take aggro. Turn back the clock, we'll just get out there. Fine attack. That doesn't connect. Oh, dearie me, as Michaela is trying to take aggro again here. Dead hard? No, very obvious DS, so clearly not going to go in on that situation to any greater degree. M1 there on Vittorio. You also don't want to give away the recovery there if you can avoid it. Fine attack. Does connect. Needs one more for World Breaker. There's a recovery. What a shame. What a shame. Someone was there, or maybe it was Unbreakable. Should be the dining set here of the M1. And the pallet's gone, which is so important. They might have some things to say about the latency here. Again, it's not very obvious from our perspective, but there clearly are some situations in which this weird ping is having an honest-to-goodness impact. Free hit potential on Shane. Nope, gets away. Gets turned back the clock out there. Potential Vine attack. Ah, not enough distance on that. There is movement here. Michaela again. Playing it very, very greedily. Very aggressively. It will be another hook. Huge opportunity here to have two people on the hook at the same time. Going into the undergate. Whoa, Shane looking for a way to potentially get the unhook. It would be a slow emergence. I thought the anti-camp would take some kind of effect there. It does not. Shane moving away, keeping on the pallet. Gen pops. 3-gen game. Good double back from Shane. Good line again. Now you do have a death hook Michaela. This is a huge opportunity right now. Just trying to wait out the endurance as much as possible. Gets a dying state. Going to be really, really tough for them. Is it going to be DS here? It really could be. No! Wow, we did not anticipate that one jot. That will be a 3 survivor situation. Great fight back here from Henry after a really tough start. Basically entirely because of Shane, who just seems so confident around Henry, around the fine attack and so on. Oh, it was almost a hit with the tiny undergate attack. Not quite. Shane again. Takes a wide line there, though. This actually could be the M1 on the table. Right, and the move is consistent. The move is a little move to the right. There you go. Actually acclimating to the moves and making good plays. Ah, missing there. The window actually a little bit further along than you would have imagined. Good move from Shane again. That not hitting is a damn shame. Just the perfect moves time after time. This is truly astonishing. M1 has to be on the table here. It will be. There's World Breaker. Needs a quick hit here. Not quite. 2 gens left. Oof. Well, this is more doable with the survivor gone, but you can't take too much longer here. Just a real shot in the dark there, unlikely to connect, and it doesn't. Keeps on trying to put it where it's going to do some good. Failing so far. Failing repeatedly. World Breaker move is gone. It's a great fake out from Shane. Oh, but makes a mistake. Could be dead hard. No. I can stay there. Okay. Shane on hook. Weirdly, again, we've seen repeated no-mither games in which the no-mither survivor completely evades detection. And so it has been the case again for Michonne here. Aggression there. Movement here. No one around. Still well worth a turn back the clock interaction. Was there briefly someone in view around here? Tough to see. Maybe not. Maybe not. So there goes Worldbreaker. They were on this gen. That's Michonne. Okay. Huge opportunity. How are they with Divine Attack? Well, I mean, tough to say. Dropping the pallet. Doesn't connect. Oh, but big mistake here. That's a huge mind game from Michonne, especially when you're no mind and when you're already injured. Just anticipating they come back, and they do, and that will actually allow... Could have got the dying state there. Instead, chooses to get Worldbreaker mode. It's fine as long as you can get the dying state quickly. And he does. Okay. So that was a risky play, but actually has turned out very, very optimal for Henry. We'll be able to get that last pain res stack out there. As soon as he can get past the table. There he goes. So Shane's on the clock, somewhere near the hook. They've not had the time to reset there, and they definitely would have wanted to. Where could that be? Could there be a clock up in this building? No. This is a shame. This is where you really need to locate your remaining survivors and put the pressure on, but just not able to do so. Shane's healed up, which is a scary thing. At the very least, the gens are not moving that much, giving the hook a wide berth here to avoid any anti-camp silliness. Could be worth it to get rid of this pallet. Suppressing. There's the unhook. And that man again, it's Shane. And this might be very, very tough now. Unless you can, like, sneak a hit out of nowhere or something like this. Oh my god, and he does! A rare mistake from Shane. And Henry just powerless to resist the fake out there. Good stuff, trying to be a little bit unexpected with it! Wow. What a chase for Henry. That was astonishing. And he did not expect it with how the chase has gone so far. But just a little bit unexpected, a little bit unpredictable Divine Attack. And all of a sudden, Shane can do nothing. Okay, 2 survivors left. 2 gens left. Still looking good for the 4K. Got half an eye on Hatch here. Half an eye on a Hatch situation. And, you know, trying to find a way of denying that. There's scratch marks. Oh, we're going this way, but no intel. There, after. Is there any noises coming from the lockers? No, what a shame. Okay, can we get turn back the clock out there? Any movement here? Back in the upside down. Just needs to find someone. 2 injured parties here. As soon as you find someone, you're off to the races and you're looking at a way to deny Hatch. But until that point, there is still that little kernel of doubt in the mind of Henry. Stop this gem progressing again. They don't. Where do they go thereafter? Oh, what a frustrating thing this is. Oh! There's Vittorio going to try and get to the pallet here. Henry going to try and block. That's good. Good for zoning there. Fine attack on the other side of the wall. Never going to connect. Just needs to do the little things right here. Vaulting. Vine attack put too far ahead. It's already doing nothing too special here. Just holding W. It's doing enough. That does connect. Worldbreaker mode. Looking for it again. Doesn't connect.
Inevitable.
There's no vault from Vittorio. In a locker? No. I don't know how that happened. Thank God that the Vine attack connects, because that had the capacity to be very, very embarrassing for Henry. Hook here, okay. And now all the pressure is on Michonne. If you're Henry, you're not going to play this too aggressively. You're going to keep half an eye on Shaq. Run a perimeter check just to see if Michonne is moving in. But you do not want to give away Hatch here. Hatch is the only way, really, that he loses. With 2 gens left. With 4 stacks of no way out. You're going to play a cautious, conservative game here if you're Henry. With, again, one eye on a potential Hatch situation. Maybe even cheeky little Vine attack under the hook that might spawn later. Perhaps even when Michonne is there for the unhook. Looking unlikely, isn't it? There goes World Breaker. Oh, there you go. There's the unhook. There's dying state. Could be dead hard. Will not be. Okay, now can you hook and then get any intel on Vittorio? Oh, there's Vittorio. And that might be the beginning of the end. Oh, you would have loved that to have connected. And it'll be a trade. Right, so where's Michonne gone? Way over here. You could theoretically take the chase if you're confident you can get the dying state, but the moment you lose her, you've got to be retreating back to Shaq. This is risky. This is risky what Henry's doing here. And the scratch marks are gone. Gotta go back. Gotta go back. Too concerning of a situation there. So, finding the hatch. Shutting the hatch. And there's the 4 stacks of no way out. They might still be able to escape the view of Henry here. Remember, they're nomad, they're very quiet, so they can make some of these stealth plays. They have already. I can already see chat being insufferable dullards. No disrespect or whatever. And unfortunately... yeah, they're gone. Okay, so it will be a gate patrol. It will be a gate patrol into the upside down. But this is a real shame. Would have wanted... aha! There you go. Okay. Job done. Michonne found, and this will be with this dying state. As the window's blocked. Why? That was interesting. As it will be a playoff berth clinched for Henry. A 12-12 tie. Burst has secured his place in the playoffs. Lich gets 5 points, is still in contention, but really would have been hoping for all 3 there. Okay, over to Nurse versus Oni. Nurse on RPD. This is going to be tough. Oni Nurse. Oni clinches a round of 16 position with a win over the Nurse. And honestly, it's not a good start for Nurse, who is already eliminated, cannot reach the playoffs here, is just looking to play for pride and to maybe spoil the Oni's celebrations. Moon in play. Oh, it's a decent blink. It's a decent blink, but they were prepared and they ran away preemptively. What a shame. What a blink that would have been if they weren't ready. What a grab that could have been. Shame, shame. Thinking through. Oh, great stuff. And that's the injury. Okay, these are good blinks from Nurse. in, you know, a trying circumstance on a tough map. That's clean. Okay. And that's the kind of nurse that we've just not seen so far this tournament. As Arena has a toolbox, we'll be looking for a Sabo, won't be able to. And that could maybe be a target for the second chase. Where have they gone? Gone outside. Ah, bad second blink. They're not quite going to close that down. And they're probably gone. It's an awkward area to blink because there's a big unblinkable location, which can really make it difficult to get any kind of headway in that direction. Okay, good opening chase. Very good stuff happening. There was obviously movement over there. That may have been put to a stop now. No, there's big movement here. Still very big movement here. The boon is active, and there's every chance that is. There's every chance that is Shadow Step, which would be really, really tough on RPD. Basically locked into going after whoever took the hit from the hook. And here's the nurse we've seen way too much of this tournament. Swings and misses, bad blinks. That might be happening again right here. There we go, that was good. The back and forth there leading to the injury. Just overshot that. Oh! It almost looked like Zarina was giving away the dying state there. Not quite, unfortunately. Good little fake blink. Sometimes that really can work, especially when a survivor is being kind of strange with their pathing, doubling back a lot. That can do the business, and it has there. Quick unhook. You better believe Nurse is going back. Is there going to be any healing happening? No, so they're probably running, fleeing down the corridor. There they are. Just hits the desk, not quite able to turn the corner there. Just held on that pallet for a little bit. Not a pallet you want to be holding against Nurse. A free hit here. Also something you do not want to be handing Nurse. A free hit without having to charge any of those blinks or utilize any of those blinks. They come back into the arc of Nurse's M1. So, another hook there. Taeyang going for the Sabo. Will take the dying state even if they get the Sabo. Can Nurse slug here? Probably not. Yes, okay. Well, that's huge. That's huge. So at least forcing the team to take the time to get the recovery there. Is there going to be anyone here for the pallet stun? Doesn't look like it. Hook's there. Okay. Oh, for steps. They're both here. Oh, that not connecting with anyone is a damn shame. Injury there. Are they going to go for this recovery? They're not. Not immediately. Last second pivot upstairs. Good injury. Nice. That means they can't get the unhook. It would have been a trade. They didn't want that, but they might not get anything now. Unbelievable from Nurse. Right, gonna take this hook. Gives Arena the opportunity to probably get the unhook upstairs. They're both gonna Sabo. Okay. Oh god, the hooks are just so rubbish here. In this area specifically. Maybe a chance that you get to this hook. It's going to be really close. Oh, she does. Oh, she does. Okay. Really close. Really unfortunate area. Okay. Back on them. In fact, it was a good job that she went elsewhere. This hook was still Saboed, and this would not have been any good at all. The heal going on. Big opportunity here. Big opportunity. Can you get the dying state? Yes, what a blink. That's why you run Nurse's Calling. Looking for an injury here as well. Gets it. Even through finesse. Was there healing going on here? After the fact, what are you doing? What are you doing? Gets the recovery. Have you got made for this? Probably. It's more likely to be we're gonna live forever than made for this, so always Slightly better call to go after the party doing the heal. What a shame. You didn't expect them to hang around to that degree for a save like that. Here's the thing, though. Who gets the unhook now? Someone is moving over this way. You do get the unhook. What a shame. What a shame. Endurance here. Keeps on hitting the person off the hook. You don't necessarily want to do. Having said that, it would be huge to get this to a 3 survivor situation. So blinking through. As they double back. They're in that locker. They're in that locker. Could be head on. Whoop. 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 What? Whoop. Aha. Whoop. Ha. They're deep wounded, so it's DS, but the issue is, yeah, they're going to be deep wounded at some point. Injury there. So just waiting out the 1 minute now, presumably. Needed to do something with the 2 blinks there. The team are rallying to try and make this save. Injury there. Oh, maybe should have thought about the recovery, because there is not a lot of time left now for DS. How does that not connect with anyone? Going for the heal, are they now? They are. They get it. Again, very unlikely, very likely to have been DS, so allowing the recovery there. Not too disappointing. The hook is available. They're going for the heal to the left. Oh, not what she wanted, but that's not bad. That's not half bad. Okay, great work. So, hook opportunity here. Gonna head to this distant hook. There is a lack of hooks in the area, so needing to make use of this one. And God bless this team for not getting the gens. Oops. Oops. Okay, gonna have to do what we call a manual blink. And there's gonna be anyone here for the pallet save, potentially. Oh, nope. Maybe wanted it, but they're not gonna get it. Hook's gone to the left. Hook available up here. Is V gonna be able to get... Okay. Such a strange game. Such a strange game happening here. With having to drop and pick up again, unlikely to get the hook. Oh, never mind. Does get the hook, gets a hook with ease. There's the unhook over there. There's the heal. Look, be able to commit to the heal. Heading upstairs, there's V. Injury there, okay. So it really needs to find a way of getting a survivor out of this game. Although I say that, I mean, the gens are not moving at all. They're more interested in whatever this is. Oh, and that is millimeters away from finally breaking through and turning this into a 3 survivor situation. As they shine a torch, they're very angry about something. Doesn't quite work. Good work, well done. Whatever you wanted to do, I'm sure you accomplished it. Okay. Are they going to come through for the pallet save? They're all injured, so it's going to be tough to do so. And they do not. So, everyone death hook. Now, hopefully, the House of Cards will begin to topple. As there's Jen moving upstairs, they're going to be able to commit. Oh, come on, needs to find a way upstairs. Does so, but a little bit delayed. There's the boon, whatever that boon is. Could be exponential, honestly, with what they've been doing with all the sabos and so on. Up goes a weasel out there for the kick. Putting some pressure on this area over here. Actually, they double back. That'll be the unhook, presumably. There it is. Is it a ninja party? No, it's V. Survivor upstairs. Big opportunity. Oh, only one blink in the back pocket. Only one blink in the back pocket. What a shame. Just over blinks there as well. There's a heal going on to the left. Are they going to get this heal? Thank God that the answer is no. Will this finally be the 3 survivor situation? Yes. My God, Nurse has broken the deadlock. What an irritating game it's been. Oh, just not quite finding a way through the walls on the first blink there. Takes 2. They've pivoted the other way. Going after the healthy party here. Really, ideally, you'd be looking for an injured party. Is there going to be any movement in the library? No, the heal over there, wherever that heal is. Nurse would love to know. Did V run down here? No. Did the gem movement there? Is it any more than there was prior? Doesn't look like it. Well, it still looks like a very nurse favourable situation. However, just as we say that, there goes the gem. Great blink! Great blink! Oh, not going to get the hit, but really tough tile here for Taeyang. And there's a dying state. So huge. Oh, they're going to get the bloody... Oh, no. No, they were trying for the heal. Not going to get it. And this should be a hook. Zarina may rush in to try and get the Sabo. They'll just feed another dying state if they try. 2 left. Two left. Zarina is somewhere between Nurse and the hook then. May have pivoted upstairs. Oh, there's a scratch marks. Did they double back? They did. They did. Great blink there. Closes the gap really nicely. Okay. Not a direct hit kind of blink, but enough to put them in her sights. Decent blink. Okay, just moving incrementally closer. So, 10 hooks as it stands. We'll expect to be getting at least one more, but then it all becomes a hatch game. Just taking that swing just to make sure they can come back and get the stun. More of a positional swing than any swing that you expect to get the dying state. Azuni keeps on moving. Just always out of reach. And this is where these games for Nurse have fallen apart. Obviously, she's not been in as strong a situation as she is right now, but it's this kind of chase that has really hurt her campaign time and time again. There's a dying state. Wait. You're really hoping that V kind of shows herself here. There is gem movement across the board. Bit of gem movement there, bit of gem movement here, but no sign of V. Alright, well, gotta be on the ground floor. Gotta try and deny hatch in some way. Oh, a gift. It's not over. It's not over. Gate is still a possibility here. Oh, needs to get back up. Does so. No one here. Yeah, gate is still a real possibility. What's the patrol like for Nurse before you start seeing the panel? Not bad at all. Not bad at all here. Okay, this could be doable. It's the better gate spawn, for sure. In terms of patrols, as SB. And that will be GG, presumably. Aye. What a stressful encounter for all and sundry. But it ends with the 12 hooks. As we go over to the spreadsheet, that means that Oni cannot clinch a playoff berth this round. Can only get a point with a 4K. So one last hurrah from the Nurse. 16 hooks from her first 3 games. She gets all 12 there. Very good work. Oni cannot clinch a playoff position, but can put himself in a very strong position with a point here, which would not quite confirm playoffs, not mathematically, but he would be in a good position. And if he sees someone immediately here, that's V on the periphery. Is it going to be Sprint Burst? It is. A shame. There's the pallet. Okay. What could have been? What could have been? It's Ace, who is taking one of the strangest lines I think I've ever seen. When unique pathing goes too far. Here for Ace Visconti. Gets to the shack, and I was hoping they'd be locked in on the vault. They're not. They hold their line. That's enough to send Oni packing. And yeah, he will be leaving shack. Doesn't want to overcommit to that. Looking for a chance to get the power out there. There are some scattered blood orbs around. Ugh, as they already get middle gen. This is looking tough. This is looking tough. I think Nurse definitely had the benefit of a team who were less gen devoted than this one. As Sprint Burst again rears its ugly, ugly head for the escape. And that will just get V to the pallet unless I make a mistake here. Well played. Well played. So exactly what Oni wanted. He's got to leave. Really needs that power, but just has come up short in terms of blood orbs. Could go back to shack. Accrue the blood orbs that Ace has presumably left scattered around. The other issue being that now in terms of gem position, you really don't want to stray too far from this side of the map, right? Okay. There is Ace. Yeah, atrocious opening. And what could have been? Legitimately, if it weren't for Sprint Burst, how good of a start could this have been with that injury on V, out of position on the periphery? That's why you run that perk, I suppose. Another injury. The power will be available. Going to kick the pallet. And going to send the power immediately here. Just try and close down this chase a little bit more quickly. Pallet's gone. Can he find another one? So, with half of the Demon Dash left, that's first hook. Obviously, it's not the start that Oni would have wanted. Wow, and just in that time, they do find a way of getting this gem from 0 to 100. As it's Saga, there she is. This can be live? Doesn't look like it. I want to get a mind game going there, but nothing happening. Another gem pops. 2-1 left now. Goes to the Zeds, takes the hit. The power is in play. Gonna send it immediately. No sign of where Saga went. They were sticking on this tile. We've got a pallet here. Not finding a way through. A good little misdirect there to go through, get the hits, but it is a uphill battle now for Oni. Injury, okay. That's very important. This might even be the power of these 3 orbs. Not quite. 1 orb away. There is the power. There's V. Does have Sprint Burst, remember? The Sprint Burst does not do a huge amount against this. Never mind, it does enough. Ace Visconti. Oh, the pallet's gone. Had to hold for the big lunge, but just misread the tile there. What a shame. Gets window. Good little prediction from Oni. Needed that. Another hook. His third. Oh, there's still massive gem movement here, but this will be a massive Pop Goes Weasel kick. Some good progression there. Plenty of blood orbs. Well, not plenty, but some. As there is a survivor running over here, who suddenly stops, maybe runs back. Plenty of blood orbs here. Will this be the power? Not quite. Not quite. Just stopping just shy of the power time and time again. Another Sprint Burst. Call this the Sprint Burst game, let me tell you. Right, power in effect. got to get out there, got to play aggressively, got to put some pressure on here. Just checking. Oh, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Huge. Right, get the hook as quickly as possible, just so you hold on to as much of the power as possible here. So they'll both try and move in for the save. Looking for another hit. It's not quite going to get it. Playing very well there to avoid the hit. Maybe could have played that a bit nastier. Kept the slug. Maybe try and secure the kill on the hook. Learning points, learning points, learning points. It will, at least, allow for a pop goes a weasel kick into some aura reading. Or theoretically. Okay, there was aura reading. They've gone all the way over here. So don't burn the pallet. Fair play to them. Good restraint there. Sprint burst to get some big distance after the fact. And not a situation that Oni can really commit to in any meaningful way. As there's just a smidgen of gem movement here. Not too much, as scratch marks lead away from it. Or that's what it seemed like. Okay. Aura reading over here. They're out of position, but because of Sprint Burst, it won't matter. Oh, wow. Big waste of Sprint Burst there. Okay. All of a sudden, opportunities present themselves. Ace Visconti. Death Hook. Healthy. Big opportunity. Oh, how gutting. How gutting. That could have been really something there. And that's just too ambitious. Got to pivot. Not a lot of movement here. Probably someone moving this gen again. They've fled the scene wherever they were. Aura reading anywhere? Come on, Sprint Burst to get away. And this is going from bad to worse for Oni. There's a dying state, finally. Just an annoying moment where you lose the power, so you have to go through the animation before you can get the hook. But get the hook he shall. The big pressure point is still the gem behind. They'll start moving that one shortly, one would imagine. But for now, plenty of opportunities to come back with pop. There might be an opening here for them to commit. They are trying to move that one as well. That's still aggressing. Okay, good work there. There's Saga. There's the unhook. There's the injury. Oh, and they've made a big mistake here. Maybe that implies that the other gen is moving quite a lot. That had to connect, and it does. Oni's going to take the opportunity to check on the gen, because there's still a pop goes the weasel stack going, begging right now. And there's a lot of movement. Are they going to commit? Oh, it could be heartbreak. Wow, they don't commit. That's a huge kick. Okay. Getting back over here. Pop goes the weasel. Should have bought enough time, as they're going to try for the heal. Do they get this? This would be so agonizing if they do. Injury there. Someone will be entering the dying state after this. And it will be V. Opportunity for a hook. Opportunity to get back to Ace's gen and keep that stalled out. All the while, Hanato could be getting back on that gen as well, so something to be aware of there, as they're not quite able to get the gen again. Another pop goes weasel kick. Ace Visconti. You need this dying state. You need the 3 survivor situation. And absolutely bossing the double window loop here is Ace. That might have been a good move. Oh, but can't quite get around the wall. This is agonizing, and there goes the gen. There's been too much in the way of gen progress. Big mistake. Big dying state. All right. So he'll make it a 3 survivor situation. Would have loved that to have happened before they committed to the gens. If he can get his power back, there might be some hope, but you feel like there's just a bit too much to do here and not enough time in which to do it. There's blood orbs here and there's blood orbs here. He's got his power. Okay, with that he can start patrolling, but likely that Hanato with Sprint Burst has got all the way over to this gate and may even have it 99'd. Okay, no lights at all and no survivor there. Well. Maybe there's still an opportunity. Move from there either. Big turn. Oh, there they are. Okay. Stopping in his tracks, Oni. Big situation here. Big dying state. Gonna take that one. And then get back on the gates. And there was no movement before. There clearly will be some now. But there might be some element of altruism here. They may want to stick around to save their friend. Gate is open. It's the one over yonder. The moment anyone leaves... Wow, Hanato's just gone, huh? The moment anyone leaves, it's all over. Oni has lost. Nurse gets some consolation points and Oni has not yet clinched a playoff berth. Ooh, as V is out of position here. We've been saying that a lot. It doesn't matter too much. They do have sprint burst. Where'd they go? There they are. Hatch is their only hope here, and they're very far from Shack. So this should be a nice little consolation prize for Oni. Drops there, runs away. And that will be the dying state. GG. 3k, 10 hooks, not enough. But every hook is important. Every hook could be very, very, very important. GG. So, a 12-10 victory. Nurse's first win of the tournament. Oni's first loss, actually. First in first, and qualified for the round of 16 with 10 points. Very, very close to taking the group entirely, but Oni could still make a play for first place. Their matchup here can be very, very interesting as well. Lots of interesting round 5 matchups here, with the exception of Sadako versus Nurse. Oni in second, 7 points to his name. Pig in third with 6. Lich in fourth with 5. Pig versus Lich going to be a battle, presumably, for third place, depending on how Oni does. Nurse obviously eliminated, 3 points to her name. Sadako on the bottom of Group F with 2. So, Myers versus Artist. Whoever wins here still has a chance. Whoever loses is eliminated. And if both killers draw, tie, same number of hooks, they're both eliminated. Mutually assured destruction there. So, we'll start with Myers. Bloody hell, shut up. Shut up. Michael Myers. Michael Myers on Wreckers here. Not quite going to be a grab. Or is it quite going to be Evil Within? Not yet, anyway. But they're sticking around the tile. Whoa, hang on. They went this side and then maybe around here. No. Okay, keeping an eye on them at least. They presumably get the window. Just barely finding them here. Doing enough to just evade the stalk. Alright, just finding a way, getting tier 3 out there. And the dash on this tile can be very, very helpful. Are they going to go window? Yes, huge opportunity. Very good prediction from Michael. And a gem pops, unfortunately. Would have rather that didn't happen. Oh, God, and pain res. The pain res hooks do have the tendency to be perfectly split away from the hook, and you're seeing it again. Okay, well, no matter. Early hook there, big gem movement here. It's Tori Kane. Pre-runs, gets away. And that leads to a blast mine pick, unfortunately. Scratch marks come to a close. Okay. Well, this has been a very, very tough game here. Not finding repeated opportunities to get the stalk. The moment you see a survivor, they turn the corner. They always have that level of distance from you. Maybe could go pursuer mode a little bit more here to close the gap, for sure. Certainly not a perfect game for Michael, as there goes Rick. There's a Playby food stack. That could be useful. Could be very useful. Is it going to be the gen commitment here? Could be the grab. Ooh, not quite. It will not quite be the full stalk either. That's the kick out there. Evil Incarnate mode is good to go. Called it Evil Within mode. It clearly isn't. Oh, that's a great play from Tori in the open field there to get the whiff. Very impressive. And rewarded with a couple of gens popping. Finds just enough distance to get the pallet. He's got to go elsewhere. He's got to go elsewhere right now. This is, don't look now, but this could be one of the worst performances of the tournament so far. That was awful. Unfortunate stun there. I'll make no further comment. One gen game, just like that. He has been absolutely rinsed here as Michael Myers. Deary me. Dash here. Oh, but they make a mistake. Oh, but he loses Evil Incarnate, and there goes last gen. This is a demolition job. This is nothing short of a brutal murder of Michael Myers. It's like he's been chucked in the wood chipper all over again. Evil has died tonight. Rick Grimes, can he salvage anything here? Because at the moment, wave goodbye to Michael Myers, and it's a huge, huge opportunity for the artist. I'll get rid of this. Holding on to the dash. I mean, the dash is good. It's not that good. Is Nancy going to get this gate? GG. GG, unless... No. Aye. We've not had a one-hook game all tournament long. It's looking like we're going to have a one-hook game here. What a travesty. What a sadness. They're all gone. GG. Ooh. Alright. Game on. Artist needs a hook. For the draw. Artist actually needs 2 hooks. 2 hooks required to get 3 points, which keeps her tournament hopes alive. Satin just runs through. Is the M1 going to be on the table here? Not quite. Throw it out there and send. Just held up, okay. You just really want to get a sense of your survivors and what they're going to do in that situation. Dustin held up, didn't want to get hit by the crow. Gets to the Z wall, goes to the corner, holds the line, doubles back, injury. Okay. That's good. That keeps him away from the tiles to the left because he's too concerned by the crow. Eventually he'll have to pivot left. When he does, the crow will come out and hits on someone else entirely. Okay. Kind of annoying and very well done by them. Could that be an injury on Steve? No, it will get a hit on Dave instead. Right. Well, none of this is ideal. Really wanted to focus down Dustin, secure that first hook, and then be in a really chill position thereafter. It should still be the dying state. There it is, as Steve is looking for the save, and Artist gonna slug, which is a shame. Again, really just want to secure that hook. Okay, should be too much distance here. Oh god, they're coming back. There shouldn't be the angle, right? There shouldn't be the angle. Yep. So hook obtained. This is still not great for the artist, though. I mean, obviously the win is almost a foregone conclusion, as Steve is... Steve moves in for the immediate unhook. The win is a foregone conclusion. Alright, Dustin, cool. But she still really needs hook statuses or potential tiebreakers down the line. As Dead Hard, okay. If they've used Dead Hard, likely to... If they use Dead Hard now, likely to not be DS, right? Well, shows what I know. Dustin's away. Into the locker goes Steve. Back, and the Crow connects. Opportunity here. Heading upstairs. Makes a lot of sense. Maybe dropping down. Oh, that's unfortunate there. That is mighty unfortunate there. Just waiting for the Crow to come out here. There it is. Big opportunity. There's the grab, there's the hook, second hook, and that'll be, assuming she finds a hook, has to go up onto the hill to make it happen. That will be the win. 2-1, at least. Steve is really putting Dustin in an awful spot here. Dustin runs into a hedge, there's a Dead Hard. We'll still have endurance. Yeah, so a weird Dead Hard there. Throw it out there. Send that immediately. Looking for the dying state. Not quite going to get it. DS is done. You can't blind the spacebar grab. So that will be Dustin gone. And it is the... It is the most, they're calling it the most ethically sound tunnel of all time. 2 gens left. Steve pivots the other way. Good play. Pro will connect. And if they vault, they have to stop repelling. So, as artists, you try and just get them to vault here. Yeah, and that will be the dying state. But it is a 1-gen game. Probably needs to think about a way of getting pain res out there just to keep that last gem from popping. I wonder if Steve and Dustin are together. Because if they're not a duo, that is the most malicious act of random on random violence that I think I've ever seen in a Dead by Daylight environment. And if you're having to go at artist for that there, you know, I'm sorry, but I just don't know that the killer can take any real lectures from such a situation. As he unhook, can a Crow connect? Yes, but only on Steve. Which unfortunately means that artist is kind of locked into going for the survivor off the hook again. Endurance hit, just waiting it out. Probably going to be DS, right? Oh, it is, okay. It does showcase the importance of decisive strike. I mean, what a game state this would be for artists if it weren't for DS. While she's doing this, probably does want to keep an eye on these 2 gens at least. Says David on a gen. Steve pivots to the other pallet here. Holding out Dead Hard, there it is. Alright. So, second hook for Steve. Dave was on one of these gens. Unsure which one, so it'll be worth checking on all of them. As there is just a little bit of movement here, not even enough to warrant the kick. Because there's presumably that'll be Meg there. So there's the unhook. They're going to heal under the hook. Oh. I don't know what I was seeing on that gen, but nothing correct. As this is the gen with the movement. Scratch marks leading away. There goes Meg. And center. I think that just went up the ramp of the hill, so did not connect with Meg, unfortunately. None of these predictive crows really doing the business here. Also needs to be concerned about that gen. So a crow sent that way just to keep it in check. Keep an eye on it. Brings down the pallet. Okay. Damn. Running through. Are they going to burn this pallet now? No. Quick Volt is punished. And sent. That's gem pops. What a shame. Big opportunity here. Will they connect? Oh, and how she needed the dying state there. Obviously secured the win, but every hook so important here. It's no way out. Ah, Steve. There he is. Damn. Exact right place, exact right time. What can you do? You can't go after the Death Hook Survivor in this situation. You need to maximize your potential hooks by going after a Survivor with 0 hooks. So Meg is the person to go after here. And hope that there's some level of altruism in play. Stay there, okay. Surely Steve. Nowhere to be seen for this one. Okay. Gate over there. Gate over there. Pretty ideal hook location. Any intel? Your instinct here is this Dave. Oh, it's Iron Maiden! Oh, but it's Sprint Burst! Oh, that perk. Oh, that nasty perk as Steve moves in for a potential unhook here. Oh! Just gets out of harm's way, courtesy of... Sprint Burst, and now... not going to be able to recharge the crows in time, but it is a long way to the gate here. That connects. Will it be enough? Maybe not. Good play from Steve. Away he goes down. So 6 hooks for Artist. That Sprint Burst is one of the most aggravating things I have ever had the misfortune of witnessing. Artist gets the win on the back of a 6-hook performance. Myers, his 3rd loss of the tournament. So, just like that, Myers is eliminated. But let me tell you, Artist doing herself no favours with a 6-hook performance. Because she's likely to be relying on a 3rd place qualification, and will need every hook imaginable for that. Alright. Demogorgon versus Cannibal, both in a healthy position, both wanting the win. Don't forget to queue up. I have. Demogorgon, home field. Well, we'll see if it's an advantage on Hawkins here. Getting the first portal down. And obviously, the key on this map is to keep the downstairs gens on side. You're not worried at all about the 2 upstairs gens on either side of the map popping. You're very concerned about... Does that not be the pre-drop there? You're very concerned about these downstairs gens. So very restrained. But just not able to keep that composure around the pallet. But I mean, good job. Good job from her, sincerely. So, early payers. Very important for Demo. Utilising the 2 shred add-ons well there for the opening hit and the pallet burn after the fact. And yeah, I'm going to go for a teleport immediately here. Put some pressure on this gen, which has some movement. Aha! There's Meg Thomas here with Sprint Burst getting away. I'm going to burn that pallet. And that'll be the M1. Big play, big play. It's the unhook over there as well. Demo not going to pivot just yet. Has a chance of a dying state here. There we go. Not giving them any time to think their way through the mind game. Just setting up for a very decent shred. Is there going to be a chance for another pain res here? Yes. All the way over on this staircase. Okay. Good stuff from Demo. Exactly what you needed to see. There is a teleport. Screen flicker there. Apologies for that, as Sable is trying to move this gen. Will be forced away. It's Mind Breaker as well, so any potential Sprint Burst off the gen will be countered by that. Big opportunity here. There's the injury, and the pallet's gone. That's huge. That is massive. Sable keeps on running to an area with just the one pallet right here. It's not a great one. Oh, it's not even a pallet. Wow. That's so unlucky. That room has spawned without any pallets, which is part of Dead by Daylight right now. Pallets that you would have thought would be there just aren't anymore. Very interesting, very peculiar. As they do get rid of that portal. Okay, so portal gone, but still a very strong start. Upstairs gen pops, not too worried about that, but you are worried about the survivor potentially moving in for the unhook, so maybe this would be a good chase to take here for Demo, if you can see the survivor who is presumably hanging around. Yep, there they are. Big opportunity here. Shred. Finesse, the perk that was needed. Lithe. After the fact. A decent opportunity for a chase here. The vault here. There it is. It will be the M1. Looking for a shred there, but not quite able to charge it up as quickly as he'd like. Now the question becomes, is anyone going to go for the save? They've not got a lot of time. Is there the will? Is there the inclination to get the unhook? Because Demo really can just wait this out at this point. Someone needs to make a positive move here, and it's not happening. Oh, there might be someone running from the other side, you know. There's scratch marks. It will be the unhook. At least it's a nice quick shred. Opportunity for a swift dying state here after the fact. No balance. There's the dying state. Alright. Could have been even better. Could have been even better if it was a left on hook situation, but this isn't bad for Demo. 4 gens left, 4 hooks in play. Not able to turn that into a pain res hook, unfortunately, but other than that, loving life. Plus the gen that pops is that upstairs gen that you're not too worried about if you Demo. There's been plenty of movement here. There's Sable. There's a Ninja Party up ahead. Gen pops. It's the one all the way in the corner over there. Lots of movement on that gen too. Is Lara going to try for the unhook? No. Get pushed away. There's Shred. Quicker recovery from the pallet. Big opportunity here. Pallet there. Get down. It's another pallet break. You don't mind this if you Demo breaking pallets with the Shred. Lara may be thinking that there'd be a pallet on this side of the room. There isn't. That was burnt at the beginning. Not committing to that pallet. Shred here, potentially. Had to be absolutely on the ball with that one, and fair play to Lara, she was. An M1 hit wouldn't be the worst thing in the world here. That would actually activate Surge, whereas a Shred would not. So maybe a reason to go for the M1 rather than the Shred. But fair play to Lara, keeping nice distance, brings the pallet down. This is tough for Demo. Okay, gonna come back, get the kick. Good loop, and sometimes all it takes is a loop like that. And Blastmine was just waiting here all that time. Bit of pallet cleanup. At the very least, some pallets have been removed in amongst all of that. If this portal is still active, unlikely that there's any movement on that gen. This gen very likely to be moving, however. Just pops. At the very least, has a dying state. But ideally, that would have happened before the gen popped. I'm gonna go pain res here, just in case there's some kind of nasty surprise across the map. Maybe a bit of a waste of a stack there. It's not going to be a great through gen either, whichever way you slice it. And this game has deteriorated basically entirely on the strength of that Lara loop. Is this Sable? Who's gone upstairs? Scratch marks leading in two separate directions. Really hoping this is Sable. It is not. It's Meg. Big nice diagonal there. Oh, hold on, there's Sable. Trying for the shred, not quite getting it. Takes a really hefty recovery phase as well after whiffing with the shred. Injury there was so massive. Okay, great shred. After that whiff, sometimes there's the feeling that you don't want to go for some of the shreds. You fear missing again, but that was a good positive play from Demo. And could go for another one here. I'll bring that down immediately. Big opportunity. Save Vault then. This should be the M1. It will be. 3 survivors left. Assuming that the hook goes through. Meg taking a hit. Shouldn't be enough. Oh, but Lara will take a hit as well. There was a hook right there. There was a hook right there. Can he get to this one? Yes! Well, that has turned a possibly awful situation into a fantastic one. A couple of additional injuries, still getting that final hook on Sable, and now all of a sudden the team are pretty solidly on the back foot, has to be said. Well, that had to go exactly right. If Demo's not able to get that hook there, this game could have withered away into nothingness. As it stands, real opportunity here. Plus you get Surge. Some Surge value on that gen, so that's important too. Unhook there. A torch. Endurance hit. DS presumably. Just gonna eat it if it's there. Maybe they miss a skill check, you never know. Oh my giddy aunt, they might have missed a skill check. 2 survivors remaining. Don't know if they were upset with Meg, didn't like how that unhook was conducted. Not 100% sure, but that is a huge get for Demo. And all of a sudden, renewed hope. And there's Meg. There's the M1. Gonna go for the bolt. They are not. They've got some good distance here, but there's no pallet on this side, so they might go upstairs again. Looking for this vault. Do they get this? No, they do not. Another great shred from Demo. The issue, of course, being it's a map without a shack. So, anyone's guess where Hatch is going to be. Hopefully, with any luck, it will be a non-issue because Demo will simply find Ada in a locker right next to this portal, for argument's sake. Let's say this one. Imagine. But still, there's time. Time to search for Ada, time to shut off the chance of Hatch before it is even a possibility. But it doesn't look like it's quite going to work that way, does it? What a shame. Okay. Checking on the laboratory side. Do we have a hatch in this area? Away Demo goes. Oh, and just spies Ada in the distance, running off to the right-hand side. Huge discovery. And there are scratch marks. Okay. So the time that they're able to search for Hatch is limited, but the scratch marks suddenly stop. Oh, what a shame. Oh, what a shame. Oh, how have they done that? Oh, well, that was an opportunity to find Ada and shut the door before Hatch was even in play, but that possibility has been denied. Oof. There's Hatch. This still isn't over. There is still the possibility of... As they've DC'd, okay. Well, they don't seem to think so, but I promise you, there is still the possibility of a gate escape, even for the bot. But here's scratch marks, and there's the bot. It is 4 stacks and no way out, so that would have been tough. And that should be G. That should be G. 12 hooks for Demo, a very well played game. Just a matter of the bot dying state. To finalise, that was a good effort with the dodge, in fairness. They need to be facing that way. I need to be facing like this way. Hey! There's the thumbnail. GG! Demo 12 hooks after the 1-6 catastrophe to open up Group G. We're back in the 4Ks with Demo. Cannibal would be looking to get at least a point out of this. Will need to also get a 4K. Oh god. Trickster's Delusion. And Baba, fool that he is, has taken off Bamboozle. Bamboozle would have been kind of helpful in this situation. He won't have it. Just checking over here. Ooh, and there's an immediate survivor. Okay, it's Jake, who has Finesse, presumably live, gets the vault and gets away. Well, maybe not live. Didn't get a huge amount of distance there. And get used to that on a map like this. Ooh, but may have given away the M1 here. It's a shame. Unfortunate. Sometimes M1s, you don't quite have the distance that you were hoping. Good lines from Jake. There goes both pallets. At least both pallets have gone. Okay, well that's quite enough of that. Hoping to keep some of these gens under control as there is movement on the nightclub gen as survivor fleeing the scene. Will they anticipate a move like this? Yep, they just had that check spot there. None of Bubba's tricks have done him any favours so far. As away goes V, and this is a tough situation for him here. We knew it would be a troubling map. We maybe didn't know the half of it. Troubling team, it looks like, more to the point. Zed's going to hold the check spot again. They'll get the vaults. As that jump scare was activated, hold on. That jump scare activated from a great distance. Could there be a survivor hanging around here, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe got a little bit hoodwinked by that one. He's got to go. First gen pops, and he has not made any inroads into getting a hook here. So away goes Jake. Could be a big opportunity here. God pallet there, but thereafter, maybe an opportunity for a dying state here with an early chainsaw. Another pallet, unfortunately, but now maybe an opportunity. Are all the pallets in this corner gone? Nope. One up ahead. Early chainsaw here. Good play from Jake, realising what Bob was going to do as another gem pops, and he's trying everything that he can, everything under the sun. But nothing going. Nothing working right now, as it's V, who has good distance and is moving to the hell zone. A mess of pallets and windows and bolts, and things continue to look very grim for Bubba. Could the M1 be on the table here? Yes, with the medium bolt. Okay. Signs of life, an injury, a hope, a chance. Bolting back. Oh, hoping to punish the medium bolt there, not able to do so. And when he looks back on this game, he will certainly rue the lack of bamboozle. Gotta go in on this. It's the best chance that Bubba's had for a hook all game long. And, you know, at this point, you might just be looking to save face and avoid the nasty situation of going hookless. As medium vault is enough there. Gotta get a kick. Medium vault, again, unpunished. Just gotta try and deplete the window, I suppose, if you're Barber. I'll get one more vault there. I mean, this is patently a ludicrous situation, but that's just Trickster's delusion. And this is just, I mean, you're just bashing your head against a wall and hoping something changes. It's not going to. You've got to go elsewhere. Gem pops. It'll be a one-gen game. I mean, this is just a sadness. This is an absolute sadness. It's one of the saddest games I've ever seen here. And unless something goes very, very right for him, he'll be taking 0 points from round 4. Early chainsaw. Can you close down the chase with it? Oh my lord, he's done it. And assuming no save, which is maybe a big assumption to make, it will be a hook. Get through the doorway, please, Bubba. As the last gem pops and they tap the gate immediately. Bubba's been countered by a strong team on what is, for certain killers, and I don't feel unjustified in saying this, just a revolting map. A disgrace of a map. Real shame. He clearly has not played to his best. It's clearly not been a good game for him, but my god. What can you do at a certain point? It's almost laughable, by the way, how quickly No Way Out passes there. Maybe he should have played it nastily. I don't know why he's moved away and given them the opportunity for the unhook here. Meanwhile, the gate probably already 99'd, and you're going to be waving goodbye to all 4 survivors. No! Wow! They didn't get the gate. That is fascinating. They've really failed to punish Bubba on that one, because he should not have given away that situation. Could at least have got 3 hooks out of it. However, maybe it will all end for the better here. Chasing V. Chasing the other V, who still has 3 hook states to give, but you know exactly where they're going. Yeah, why not? Good fake out on the window there. They do vault. Big opportunity. Wow, okay. And let me tell you, Bubba is not going to make the same mistake again. So if he gets this hook, he will get minimum 4 hooks by just camping the hook here, and obviously it's going to be tough for anyone to make a play against Bubba in this situation. He also does have the chassis, so he can just rev the chainsaw to get intel on whoever's on the gates. Having said that, it's a great positional hook. Is there a play to be made by being aggressive? And even if they do get the unhook here, maybe backing yourself to come back and put some pressure on. As there's Tori, as they've got the gate as well. He's going to sit tight. He's going to play a conservative game. Hope they come in for the save, make some mistakes. 2 people have left. It looks like it's not going to go the way that he hoped. Second stage there on hook. And Tori presumably going to leave as well. Well, hold on. Just nowhere to be seen. By the gate over there. Be really surprising if the unhook happened. Revving again because of the aura reading. Actively sending it. Tantrum in the doorway. And that will be presumably 4 hooks, unless Tori is absurdly out of position here. Oh, they were thinking about Hatch. Not quite going to get it. In a different universe, they get hit back into the trial and it's another hook. Alas, not this time. Well, damn. That's a shame. And it seems like it will be simplicity itself here. Oh, sorry, I was... Oh, God, it's been a long day, folks. I thought that was the start of a matchup. That was actually the end of a matchup here, so clearly that was not enough for Baba. All right. Lost there, Demogorgon. Gets the win, takes Demo to 7 points as we go now to Billy versus Legion, our last game of round 4. Billy on Disturbed Ward. Win and you're in. For Billy, a few killers have clinched a round of 16 ticket. Billy could be one of them with a victory here, looking for that early dying state that has been such a key part of his arsenal. And he gets it, assuming no torch save here. Good, good stuff. Okay, just happens to stumble upon Jeff. Nice early hook. What a situation. I guess Lara. Oh, so very close to another dying state right off the gate there, right off the bat. That's bold. Too bold. You can't give Billy those kind of situations. Will this be another hook? Or are they going to get a torch save? They will not. Another hook it is. Getting basement here as well. Why not? Why not after a start like this? Theoretically, wasting a Pop Goes Weasel stack, but when the hooks are this quick, you may as well feast while the going's good. As there goes Tinkerer. Okay, this could be a good situation for a potential Pop Goes Weasel play. Maybe even better if you can find whoever's here. Oh, they just got away early. Okay, so Pop Goes a Weasel out there on the Tinkerer gen. Some intel on where they were going. Try and get back to the shack here. Endurance hit on Lara. Could be a good opportunity here for Billy. Might just pre-drop everything. Oh, the grab. Sorry, the vault. Is it going to be DS? It is not. Second hook there, so important. And an opportunity to get Pop Goes Weasel out on this gen once more. So the only pressure point, that Tinkerer gen. Kick twice for Pop Goes a Weasel. Very important. That does mean that someone was hanging around here to get the gen, to stop the gen regressing. Where have they gone? There's a heal on Jeff somewhere as well. Presumably somewhere in the area, but just not quite able to find them. There's Tori. Sprint burst here. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. Get pallet drop. Going for the blind. Not quite going to make it. Breaks the pallet. Looking to keep Tori ahead of him there. Ah, she'll keep on running. Bad move there from Billy. Oh, very close. Very close to a chainsaw hit there. Hoping they run through for the M1. There it is. Just hesitated long enough. Right. Wow, again, the hesitation. And that's all just born from that little rev of the chainsaw that so often just keeps them from burning the pallets and allowing Billy those M1s that keeps the game under such pressure. Right, dying stick there. Kate Denson up ahead. Lara Croft right here as well. And Lara's in a tough spot now. Lara's in a very tough spot now. Does she get the window? Yes. It was millimeters from a 3 survivor game right there, right then. But Lara, credit to her, gets away, gets the window. Still no Tinkerer anywhere else. The only gen that can be a pressure point for the time being is this one. Be a good opportunity for another Pop Goes Weasel kick. Just superlative control of the game here from Billy. There's the unhook. Endurance hit on Tori, tanks that, doesn't mind that too much. Comes around the side. Desperately close. Desperately close And again. That could be a ploy to get DS value. We'll see. We'll see. But if not... Oh, just again. Held off on the pallet for too long. Another hook. Tinkerer over in Shack. It's not actually in Shack, it's just by Shack, which is even better. Oh, Jeff just spotted Billy in time. Getting a kick out there. And still a 5-gen game, unbelievably. As finally that gen over there does pop. Wasn't going to hold on to that forever. Just didn't quite have the angle there to take advantage of the situation. And won't here either. Oh, what a shame. Good decision to fold back. Overdrive is in effect. Oh, brings the pallet down just in time, but now going to be tough for Jeff. Dying state. Will it be a pallet save? No. Gem movement off to the right. There goes Kate. Scratch marks leading away. There she goes. Oh, brings down the pallet just in time to greet Billy. Going into the corridor, going to be tough for her. Oh, bloody hell. Crouch Tech has claimed another. Well played, and I'll get to the pallet with that. Very impressive. Oh, but a huge mistake. Did everything right. Until the very end. There was a Tinkerer somewhere as well. 6 hooks for Billy. 3 survivors left hook here. Questions about whether the chase with Kate should have even been taken, but all's well that ends well, one would suppose. As there were noises here. Lara. Not expecting that move from Billy. And that should be the House of Cards beginning to fall as Jeff zooms around looking for a torch save. Not going to get it. It will be 3 survivors left. Jeff in a tough spot here. Okay. Surprising move. It'll be a dice stick. Almost got hit by the hedge there. Thankfully does not, and barring something strange, this will be a 2 survivor situation. As Tori's looking to move in for the unhook, is she going to be able to do so? Billy will be moving there swiftly. Does get the unhook, unfortunately, just in time to evade Billy after the fact. And heading off to Shack, looks like. At this stage, you probably do want to go after Kate as opposed to Tori. Again, we've seen that kind of strategy time and time again, just to give yourself time to locate the other survivor before Hatch is available. So, no rush. As Kate enters Plot Twist. If you're doing that, you're probably doing it peripheral. You might be doing it in a corner, behind a wall, here. No. Scouting the perimeter. Be such a gift if Billy can find Kate here. And it doesn't quite look like it's going to happen for him, unfortunately. And they should be up, and away. Surprised they're not already, to be honest. They're making a meal of this. Oh, there they are. Oh, Billy was so close. At least finds them after the fact, so it does at least put some kind of endgame timer on this before, you know, until everything wraps up. Looking for the bolts. Won't get it. That'll be the dying state. Okay. So, Tori Kane. Somewhere out there. The only intel you could possibly get would be Tinkerer. I doubt they'll be moving a gen at this stage. Could be setting up for a hatch play. Would you maybe consider a locker like this? No? Maybe this is more your style. Damn. Damn, would have been great. Okay, they'll give up on the hook. Hatch will spawn. It's 4 stacks of no way out, so every chance of the 4K here for Billy. There it goes. How quickly did it tap the gate? Just want to stay kind of equidistant between the two here. There were no keys early on. Obviously, always a chance they find a key in a chest, but there's only so much a killer can accommodate in an endgame situation like this. There they are. There they are. The discovery. And the chase. And hopefully the M1 here. Oh, it is. That'll be the pallet dropping. Okay, window to double back. They do. Window's gone now. GG. GG. 12 hooks. All to do for Legion. Just a really good start, and it felt like the team were always on the back foot from that quick couple of hooks opening. So 12 hooks there. So what that means is Billy has not clinched yet. A draw, just a point, would not do enough for Billy to necessarily get to the playoffs. It would put him in a wonderful spot. But 3 points is what he needs. So anything less than a 4K from Legion, and Billy is through, confirmed. So over to Legion. Legion, Greenville Square. You need a nap, brother? No, I'm fine, thank you. By the way, YouTube, things are going really well over here. Right, Legion on Greenville Square. 4K. If they can't get the 4K, Billy is through. Early frenzy. There. Seeing a lot of finesse. Seeing a lot of finesse. Early frenzy, obviously you can't see the scratch marks, so a bit of a waste of that power from Legion. There's the bolts, that'll be the hit. And then getting the chains out there. They've already got some distance here. Hopefully, should still be able to get the hit. Just hoping they would have held off, but airstrees don't make mistakes. We've seen it time and time again. So, frenzy denied, but maybe the injured party Tae Young plays it a bit aggressively. He certainly has. There he is. He brings pallet down. Is there any chance of getting the dying state without having to use frenzy here? Because obviously the hook here seems very important. Gets the pallet, runs through. Gets the pallet, drops it. Just had the distance there. Gets rid of the deep wound as well, honestly. Maybe cut your losses and take the chain hit if you're Legion here. Oh, thinking about the locker. Wouldn't have been the play to make there. Legion would have absolutely got the grab and taken the hook. As Jen pops in Shack, and out comes Chain. Then the hit. Will be denied with the stun thereafter. Tae Young going for the blind. Kind of risky. Oof, God, the fake out there is pretty absurd, honestly. Had the window, had it pretty easily, decides not to. And that'll be a hook. Okay, opening hook. Some heals going on here, which is good news. Any heals against Legion kind of inherently slow the game down, which is exactly what they need. Keep on running. No, Shane. That's a double pallet for Shane. Oh, there's the hit. Okay. Needed that. Needed that. So is there anyone swinging back for the unhook? Yes. They're going to get there in time. More to the point, is Legion going to be able to get the chain hit here? No. At the very least, we'll get the injury on, presumably, Airstreet. There she is. They can't both get the window. Let's Tae-Young pick us around here. Okay, Frenzy out there. Looking ahead to what may potentially be a no-ed save of this game. There is a consistent bug with BFFs, by the way, where you can't quite see the tokens that it has. There's been plenty of chain hits already, so if not at that 15 token mark for BFFs, shouldn't be too far away from it. So looking forward to haste in the endgame. Shane looking for the pallet here. It'll be close. Gets it. What's the window? Hit there. Get him back. All the way over here, very out of position, should be the hits. There it is, coming back. Another gem pops. 1 gen remaining. And just no opportunity. They're so distant there. They're so distant. Legion not able to close them down. Big gem movement here. 1 gem remaining. Times are looking tough in the realm of Legion. Decent move. Dying state there. Needed that. Right, first Paymos token out there. Lets Legion know that that is the first long gen. Tae-Young's getting a little bit cocky with it. The moonwalk's there. There's a box opportunity here for the chain hit. Presumably live, they've got a lot of distance there. Okay, bring the pallet down. There's the hit. Gem movement here. Ada had to go for it. They just had a tough situation with the pallet there. You either take the injury or you move elsewhere. Legion choosing to take the injury. Just not been able to get the upper hand on this one. Ooh, but that's a huge play, and that will be a dying state. Okay. And if you can turn that into a Paymos hook, the gens are not that scary yet. Well, the ones that are remaining anyway. Or are gone, which is inherently quite scary, but keeping the last few regressing. Discordance right here, opportunity for a frenzy hit, looking for Airstreet. Does get a pallet, but runs through it. They're looking to maintain distance to deny the frenzy just with distance, but not going to be able to. There's someone up in the projector room as well. That's tough. That's very tough. Needs to make sure that's not moving too much. Okay. It's a kick. It's not a bad 3-gen, all things considered. As Airstreet actually holds off on mending. She knows her stuff. You know me, I don't hold to these ex-Survivor plays like this kind of dynamic. However, how come every Airstreet is absolutely goated in this game? How come every Airstreet is absolutely phenomenal to a degree that you just never see on any other character? That is the one thing that I do agree with. Because it is repeatably true. Repeatedly and repeatably. as it's discordance up there, but there's also a lot of movement here as well. It gotta rely on Noed on that haste, I suppose, if you're Legion, making sure maybe that you do get enough stacks on BFFs. There's a hit. Gem pops. Thanks. Okay. Someone hanging around upstairs. Have they vaulted? No. Plenty of time left. There's a hit on Shane. There's the 99 gate. Oh, it's a dying state for Tae Young. Okay. And obviously nothing but the 4K will do, so nothing to do for Legion other than get the hook as distantly from the gate as possible and hope for some of the least effective altruism you've ever seen. This is a bit risky. This is a bit risky. Okay, managed to make it happen. Gets the hook all the way over there. Is there anyone going to move in for the save right now? It seems unlikely, doesn't it? It seems unlikely. By the way, must not have been able to get BFFs up to that 15 tokens target then, because this is not the combined haste of Noed and that jump. Trying to cut ahead here. Not going to make it happen. As soon as anyone leaves, it's all over. So can't push them out here. As there goes Noed. But now Ada's going to be in a tough situation here. Goes all the way to the corner. Well, you don't mind that if you're Legion. You don't mind that one bit. And this technically, very technically, keeps Hope alive. They're silently wiggling. This is really strange. That was really odd. Okay, well, there's some healing going on here. And away from that gate, Tae Young's healed. Shane is healed. Airstreet presumably going to get healed here. Maybe around Shaq. Well, if you're Legion, you've got to get the injury and then get the dying state on someone. Ideally Airstreet, someone who still has lots of hooks to give and who incentivizes the team to stick around for the save. Again, the moment anyone leaves, it's all over. This is almost a false hope for Legion here. As Airstreet takes the injury. Cancelling. Cutting ahead of the gate. Okay, Airstreet will enter the dying state here. And they're not going to have a huge amount of time left. If you're Legion, do you not just want to delay the dying state as much as possible? Hope that all the team stays in for the body blocks. And have that endgame timer moving at pace here. It's probably the play, right? But I mean, the gate is so close. Okay, got a pallet here. They're going to bring it down. They're not. When anyone leaves, it's all over. Until that point. There's a chance. Okay, had to make the call. They're going to go for recovery of some kind. Is there any chance that anyone stays? Ada leaves, it's all over. GG. GG. Well, I mean, had to take whatever option was available there. But there was just a little bit too much time left. So what's that? That's going to be posh, 8 hooks. 8 hooks for Legion. Billy has 1, and Billy clinches a playoff spot. What's going on here? Why aren't you going? They're body blocking for you. Well, it's not that simple, yeah. Oh dear. Why aren't you going? Why didn't you just go? Chat, you're Ada and I'm Airstreet in this situation. That's the exact energy with which I've combated chat today. Right, to the spreadsheet. Legion's first loss of the tournament. Really gutting. 44 hooks to their name. Sort this table. Billy on top and through with 10 points. Demogorgon in second with 7. Cannibal in third with 6. Legion in fourth with 5. And Artist in fifth with 4. Are you keeping up? So, 4 characters still with a theoretical chance here. 7, 6, 5, 4 points. This is going to be such an interesting set of round 5 games in Group G. And there we go. It's the beginning of the end, folks. When we come back, we will be playing round 5. So many interesting situations here as we will begin to finally populate the round of 16 with the winners, runners-up, and the 2 strongest third-place killers from across the groups.